Yep. Yep. You not hear anything. Sounds like I heard something. You not hear anything. Choppy. Sure. Oh, testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Sounds like I heard something. You not hear anything. Yeah. Choppy. Sure. Oh, testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Sound got a little bit of a loop. Gonna let that cut out. Sounds decent though. 1, 2, 3. Sound got a little bit of a loop. Gonna let that cut out. So it is coming through on YouTube. Let's see what this is doing on Twitch. It looks like it's going good on Twitch. Have it up and running on Rumble as well. Have it up and running on. I don't know what the deal is. It just seems to be doing that. I need to check my audio levels, I guess. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Definitely should not be. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. Test that out. See what it sounds like. Turn that noise suppressing. Yeah, there we go. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing. Okay, I got the noise suppressor back on. I want to see what it sounds like now before I get going. Okay, so it's back to normal on Rumble. Okay, so everything seems yeah, we go. We got AI, the AI mod on my stream took care of it. On the kick, I guess it got rid of a potential spammer. Good for you, AI mod. So we are set. It looks like everything sounds good so far. Okay. Once. Okay. Here we go. So let me see here. See if he's no went 404 on me. Just having issues.
Yeah, when you see it, it's like you'll like be looking at this and going like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" But yeah,
I'm glad you talking about MTV in this one because I've got some fond memories of the early days
yeah.
of
Oh, I've got.
MTV.
So do I actually. I have much music as well. Much music as well. Okay, so then I can add. Oh, there's Roger. All right, so the only person we're waiting on now is V.
Now
Maybe,
V,
maybe he's having a problem getting into his onesie or something. I don't know.
he's having problems. He's been trying to accuse me of being the problem, but I told him straight out. I was like, "Nah, dude, you got phone problems.
Yeah.
You need to take care of that." So, but yeah, he's working on it. He had to phone in on Jitsi with the phone because it wouldn't let him do the link. So I'm wondering if maybe he's got some kind of restrictions on his phone or.
Okay, well it's gonna be a light show tonight, but I've added a new category. It's otherwise known as the tardies.
Well, I need a quick cigarette, so you let Mark talk for a long time, and you talk too, and I will come in. Oh, Bryce. Oh, there we go. Reardon is in. Rearson. Rearson Reardon is here. Ooh, I miss it when he's not here, dude. He's my buddy.
All right, and okay. Oh,
He,
yep, there we go. I got a couple more photos to add here.
Rearson's quiet. What's wrong?
He stepped out for a seat. I think he stepped out for he had to go to the bathroom or something. I'm not sure.
Okay,
Or he had. And,
I'll be right
okay,
back
and
too.
we're just about ready to get going here. All right, so let me put up 475. There we
Oh,
go.
just to let you know, I am restreaming for you too.
Great. And we're gonna go live here just in a second.
Okay.
We're gonna use your open music as the opening bumper music anyway, so it's like you got a few minutes yet. And I'm gonna hit the go live. If V doesn't join us, then so be it. All right, let me just see if I got the topics all set up here. Last thing I got to do. It's the last thing I got it. There we go. We've got it. Okay, and yeah, I'm gonna write because Teams is such a fine, excellent fucking site that it takes forever to download. I actually write the times down now as opposed to putting them up.
So tell us how you really feel.
I feel so sexy.
Oh, that's scary.
Yeah.
I feel so sexy. And so we're gonna be talking about.
No, we're not.
Oh,
No, we're not.
Hold on a second here. Hold on a second. I'm gonna go find it.
Oh boy.
Okay. I was just thinking, Naoki, have you ever thought of an OnlyFans account? Silence.
Have I found it? All right, hold on a second here.
A&W has a value deals menu.
Oh, fuck off with the goddamn fucking ads.
You just have to wake them up now, won't you?
No, go
Just
screw
for
yourself.
you.
No, just for me. Oh, should I not be so lucky?
All right. So, all right, is Roger back yet? No. Okay. Well, he's not. If he's not back, we're gonna get started without him. Okay. So here we go, and I'm going live right now. Going live. Go live. 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, where is it? There it is. That one.
Signal bleeds across the layers of silence, tension failed, curtain fall, the space between, not what is, but what has been. Do our forces stir beneath the skin of lies? When my brain hums with memory and three, one form, reality reborn. We rise from the floor, but coherence is torn, not chaos, not cold, but the shape of the storm. A song in a curve with a watcher. Flesh and matter, mind and rule, edge of pattern, edge of truth. Thalamus, horizon gate, not too soon, not too late. Fractals burn inside the shape of time. The axis turns with rhythm, not rhyme. 3, 1 form, reality. You lie down like offerings do. The membrane reads, rewrites you, not collapse, reconfiguration, not lost, but folded into the foundation.
Welcome to the Red Pill Nation Hangout. That is Coherence Curve done by Roger Hanson, otherwise known as the bumper music. Not a lot of topics tonight. However, one of the topics is actually fairly big, but we want to welcome back, of course, and we will start out with his introduction because, of course, we have to start out with his introduction. So coming to us.
You just have to wake them up now, won't you?
Yes, that's right. Rearson is with us. So Rearson, introduce yourself. Rearson? Guess he's shy.
No, I just forgot that I had the wrong freaking button on. God. I think I come back to this kind of abuse each and every time when it's. Well. But then again, this is what guys can do to each other. We can rib each other. We normally shouldn't take it too personally. I'll leave it at that. So, yeah, that's all I got. Yeah, I can't wait to get to this one. I just can't wait. All right.
Yeah, he's building up massive fury for the next show when we talk about Kathleen Kennedy. We are going to be talking about Kathleen Kennedy 476.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So anyway, also with us tonight is, of course, Roger Hanson. Roger, introduce yourself. Oh, hey, we get to rip Roger now. He's using his Orange Man bad.
Oh, good impression.
Well, it's good to know that it's just being passed around like a. Oh, I don't know. No, I'm not going to go there. I'm good.
So yeah, Roger's not around. Hence the gimp suit intro. It's your fault for not showing up, Roger. And of course, gone for a while, but been back for the last couple of episodes. Mark Edworthy, introduce yourself there, Mark.
Not wearing a gimp suit, thankfully. Again, I'm Mark, and I can easily be found on minds.com under the username Edworthy.
hold on a second here. Hold on. I think V maybe messaged me on mine. So maybe he's having difficulty here. Yeah, he's
I'll focus more on it. And you go ahead and take care of your show, and I'll deal with him. Is he on?
okay.
Is he on Teams?
Well, I mean, he sent me something on Teams, I think. No, I didn't see anything from him. Oh, if he doesn't show up, he doesn't show up. You know, it's not that I dislike him or anything like that. It's like we've already got 4 people on the show, so it's like hopefully we won't go too long tonight. So the topics for tonight are, and no, we won't be talking about. We will be talking about about the shooting in Minnesota next week. I was going to get you guys to do a quick laser commentary. Gonna give you do a commentary on it, but unfortunately, I decided I was going to do an episode. I was going to introduce a new segment called the Tardies tonight. The stupidest photos I've seen on the internet this week. Yeah. I had to do that. So yeah, no quick commentary. We will be, however, we will actually be covering, and these are the topics for tonight. We get the Hollywood section. Woke backfire on Stranger Things that one of the main characters comes out as gay. YouTube is and YouTube tried to block commentary on it. See, just that's a good thing why we're on Rumble. That's why we're all talking in feminized. We're gonna be doing that whole section.
No, we're not.
In feminized voices.
Nope.
No.
I'm gonna put my fucking foot down on that one. No.
Go, come on, dude, do it.
Oh, you're just homophobic.
He's gonna put his foot down on it.
Yeah, I am actually. So that's perfectly fine. But
all right. The 1B Disney poll. Oh, this one is just hilarious. Disney polls movie on Ella McKay. When I did some research into that one, holy crap, man!
Who?
Ella McKay. Oh, you didn't see the.
Okay, we'll get to it when we get to it.
Okay, hold on a second here.
Yeah. I'm getting kind of nervous too because I'm doing like the whole window capture thing on my OBS, and I keep moving around to all these different sites. It makes me paranoid. Like people can actually see that, and I don't want them seeing it. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna drop the window capture thing because.
All right, I'm gonna have to fix up Fire and Ash. Actually, it kind of started off a little bit slowly. That's what 1C. I'm gonna have to fix that. Fire and Ash didn't disappoint at the box office. It's actually grossed 1 point, but when at the time when I put it in, it was actually got off to a rather slow start. But I mean, yeah. So we will be talking about Fire and Ash as well. Topic number 2, after 44 years, MTV is closing up shop. Topic number 3, which is the front end of the whole Minnesota thing. Nick Shirley exposes yet another fraud in Minnesota. Death threats and full-on attacks from the MSM ensue. Yeah, that I shit you not about that one. And topic number 4, this is my Canada content. Mark Carney banning bank accounts over CERB payments. And then we have the Venezuela section, CIA, Trump. Basically, we got the whole ramping up of the attack on Venezuela and the apprehension of Maduro. That might run a while here. But before we get into any of that, we have to go and introduce to you a new section to the show. Here it is, folks. It's time for the Tardies. Yes, that's right, folks. The stupidest goddamn crap I've seen on the internet. And trust me, there is a lot of intensely stupid crap that I've seen on the internet this week. I pulled out the 3 best ones, though, at least in my opinion, here. And we'll start out with the one, which is, because as we all know, the soy-filled rampage, and I'll just put up the photo here. The soy-filled rampage that Antifa causes will absolutely...
Oh my God, I just really didn't think I was going to need a little bit of a chuckle.
The soy-filled rampage that the that Antifa will cause, I'm sure, will cause every Hell's Angel to quake in their boots.
Yeah.
You know, just absolutely quake in their boots. I mean, the Hell's Angels are in serious trouble here. They might fall down when they start laughing their asses off. They might fall down and hit their heads. You know, we need to be really concerned about the Hell's Angels here. You know, they might actually get heart attacks from laughing themselves to fucking death. If anybody else has anything to say about this round of stupid, before I go on to the next one, feel free to jump in.
Yeah,
Well,
I actually have something to say though.
go ahead, Roger.
There's a female that me and Mark have to deal with named Maria, and she came up with a really weird comment. We were actually talking a little bit about stuff like this, and we were talking about posts that Mark had put on earlier from the Lotus Eaters, and it's liberal white women are not okay, and they were discussing it, and Maria is like this real young freaking. She claims to be like, or she acts like she's like a liberal, but she's clearly not. You know what I'm saying? And I want to point that out. Like, these women who actually think that they're like liberal, they really need to take a look at themselves before they do freaking make claims that they are. You know what I mean? You can't be a woke, feminist, liberal woman and racist at the same time. You just can't. One phases the other out. You know what I mean? So.
To be fair to her, I've known her for quite a while now, and she's not progressive at all.
Yeah,
she's
exactly.
Not progressive anyway. Yeah.
Well, like we were talking about, I brought it up where it says that like women are desperate. That's the reason why they're like that, is because like there's a 3-to-1 ratio. For every man, there's like 3 women born. And like they're desperate, you know what I mean? That's why they act like that, because like for every man that has a spouse, that means there's 2 women left out in the cold. You know what I mean? So there's a herd mentality taking place there. And
yeah, they have their cats, you know, they do. I think go have their cats. I mean, I haven't got an issue with that. Anyway, so speaking of white liberal women, Cardi number 2, and yes, I shit you not, this came up yesterday. It happened in Minnesota.
Oh God!
Nobody has explained the fucking relevance of this one. These women actually dressed up like this at the Minnesota protests. Here you go.
Well, 3 guesses as 4. No, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, I fail to see the relevance of how Handmaid's Tale even applies to what's going on.
this is exactly what we were talking about.
I was just thinking of a scene in the original Dune film.
I was going to say, I'm sorry. No amount of noob is going to make.
Oh, look who came out of the GIMP suit.
Oh, shut up.
Howdy there, Wilson.
We missed him.
Well, did you manage to get into your onesie, by the way, there, V?
Yes, he did.
My superhero costume is not in question here.
It will be.
I save entire solar systems, okay? With my superpowers. You, sir, have the ability to stretch out that jaw so wide open.
Okay, so does anybody have anything to say?
Suit.
Does anybody have anything to say about this? Because I actually dressed like this at a protest in Minnesota.
What were they trying to say? What was their message?
Impregnate me.
Don't.
It was impregnate me. See, that's what the whole topic was about before, because I'm glad you mentioned this, because this is pretty much what me and Mark and Maria has been talking about Like their message is impregnate me. So we need to make it a responsibility to go out and impregnate these women
And start slinging yogurt everywhere.
everywhere.
Maybe.
They want to be impregnated. Look at that, dude. They're just sitting there. They're begging for it. They're like, come.
Like Scarlet Letter, right?
I'm
I
sorry,
know, Roger, you don't drink anymore, but if you went to a pub, a bar, and saw somebody dressed like women dressed like that, would you go approach them and start?
It depends. It depends on how many drinks I've had. I mean, it's like,
You know they are tight. You come on. They do Kegels, probably. Come on. They probably churn butter with their labia. Are you kidding me?
I would pay to watch that, dude.
Of course.
Oh, look at that!
I
There
would
goes our
eat-
YouTube. There goes our YouTube monetization. Not as fast. not a record, but we lost it.
I would.
Anyway,
I would use
Okay,
the butter
okay.
too. After they were done, I would make butter sandwiches out of it,
No amount.
and it would be that English bread. It wouldn't be this sweet American bread that Mark's always talking about. Fuck that sweet bread. I'll get it straight from frickin' England, dude. 'Cause we know English bread is the best.
Yeah.
Chances are they probably make their own yeast from between.
Yeah, exactly.
Rise.
Yeast.
And no amount of lube is gonna make that pussy or those pussies.
Let's get back
wet.
on the
I'm
topic
sorry,
of yeast.
That's gone.
okay. All right. So,
Beer. Think about it.
No.
Yeast and beer with butter. Buttered beer.
No, not that yeast. Thank you, but no, not that yeast.
Let's get hops.
Oh yeah, I'll be hopping away from them.
okay. All right. So, is anybody else? Because we got one more tardy to give out today.
Well, I mean,
All
you're
right,
the one
so-
that brought this up first. You know, like, this is your first thing. What were you thinking, dude?
All right. So, the third.
Right out of the door, man. Seriously.
This is out the door. Holy crap.
Didn't
All
even
right,
give
the
us a
third tardy. Yes, apparently, ICE operates in Vancouver. See, look at that. They want ICE out of Canada. The ICE doesn't operate in Canada.
Outside of the jurisdiction, yeah.
The only ice that should be around is Ice Cube and Ice Tea. Any other ice?
And the amount of snow you get, yeah.
Well, Canada, that's what I was getting ready to say. Like, all that ice up there, I mean, that shit's got to go. Well, I mean, I guess not, because then that's an environmental issue. Everybody's worried about, like, Canada freaking thawing out, and you guys actually being able to go out.
Well, it's like, I mean, we're gonna have to start a crowdfunder, because with all the global warming and everything, the igloos are melting and all the polar bears are eating the Eskimos. So
I was wanting to ask you that, though, to be honest. Like, is there any global warming going on up there? Like, are you guys actually losing?
It's we've had a couple.
I'm in the middle of a Chinook right now, so the
Go ahead.
Let's try to keep the show clean, okay? Nobody cares that you're in the middle of a Chinook. All right.
That's code word for Canadian.
Canoodling in your Canuck.
I used to hear that kind of stuff on Laverne and Shirley all the time. It's like, Shamil, Shilamajo, Oz in heaven a paparazzi orator.
Farfarated. I don't fucking remember. I hated that fucking show. I really did.
Shamil, Shilamuck, Oz and pepper popper rock.
These two willful women talking, enjoying the freedoms in the world. Like it's not a man's world. Come on.
Like, you can't.
Just remember, folks, we need to get ICE out of Vancouver. Oh,
Right.
That's right. ICE doesn't exist in Vancouver. So yeah.
Well, Canada is not a democracy. We're technically a constitutional republic. Sorry, constitutional monarchy.
republic?
Sorry, we're a constitutional monarchy.
All right.
And then you got the fucking bozo underneath the fucking Mickey Mouse. God damn it. Oh, that says it all right there. Go back to your fucking childhood and stay there.
Well, she says she
Fuck.
wants her democracy back.
That's just. Oh yeah, I guess that is a female. Kind of looks like that might. So, I don't know if those are tits or moobs.
Okay, well,
Doesn't matter.
Well,
anyway,
let me
so-
point something
Could be a
out.
ball
real-
gag
let me
collection.
let me point something out real quick, okay? Like, what do you expect from Canadian women? All right, seriously. Like,
I don't. It's just easier that way.
yeah,
No is the answer to that question.
all that cold
No.
weather and shit. Fucking, I'd be fat too.
all right.
Seriously, dude. Skinny
Hey,
women
neither-
in Canada. What's wrong with you?
Hey, V, there's a lot more for you to go after up here. Yeah, according to Roger.
I mean, fat women are freaking free too. You know.
Oh.
It's like, and they appreciate what they get. Like,
Hey, no, you're doing that. You're doing that right now. But I'm gonna tell you, I have been on a quest to find an attractive single fat woman the entire time I've been back in the States that is not married. I've yet to find one.
That's because the moment they get married, they blow it up that big. That's why. That's why they're all married. Because the moment it's like literally they gain 50 pounds walking from I do to the door of the altar, man. It's like literally they just like and start to inflate gradually.
Well,
as they walk down the aisle.
I think it's because of the drug epidemic, the meth and all that stuff. Nobody wants a skinny girl anymore because you're assumed to be a crackhead.
well, hold on. You're going
That seems to be
according.
the culture now.
You need to go according to popular belief. It's no longer crack and meth and all that stuff. Now we have this invisible drug that's being shipped from freaking China to Canada. You know, so all of a sudden,
So
you
It's
know,
all like find me a chub.
you don't worry about those crackheads that are on the corner because now we have to worry about, you know.
Actually, you may be onto something, because if I was in Vancouver, I would be worried about the U.S. invading to get rid of the fentanyl labs that are up there. I'm just saying.
Well, I mean,
Anyway,
you got heroin
anyway.
addicts up there too, I believe. I think you guys over
big
there.
big heroin. There's always been a big heroin problem in
Yeah.
Vancouver. Yeah, not so. It's more of a crack thing where me and Rearson live, but it's like in Vancouver, it's definitely a heroin thing.
Wow.
Anyway,
I've always said
So-
crack is better anyhow. Crack and peanut butter, dude. Fucking, I'm telling you, you just fucking roll that shit up into some peanut butter and fucking cook it on the stove.
Nope.
Crack and peanut butter, baby.
Oh my god. Where have
Oh,
we
we-
gone?
we-
There were
we-
never any standards.
we
Never.
have one standard. What kind of standard do we have? No
Let me have to think
standard.
about that. Let me have to think about that for a moment.
Just like I don't know peanut butter.
We haven't even gotten to the porn stars yet. Yeah, I mean, it's like, God,
Oh man, that Bonnie Blue, I'm telling you.
don't get Naroki
Death
gets
before
fired
dishonor.
up about freaking her, dude. Like her or him and Mark Edworthy, like they just love Bonnie Blue.
Oh,
Well, she's from the Commonwealth, isn't she?
Okay, so anyway, we have to actually get on with the topics tonight here. So,
How many you got?
5.
Okay.
Anyway, so for those of you who don't know, I have a Patreon, which of course I completely forgot about because we're just such sarcastic bastards. I forgot to put up. There's the link down below.
On
It's
that
also with the low bar.
on that website, you will find naked pictures of Naroki spreading his
Photoshopped in with the one and only Lizzie.
Candace Owens. No,
Oh
Candace
my God!
Owens.
No, I will fight you, dude, if you say that again. I will say one thing about Lizzo, though. I mean, she has contributed a lot to the world. You know, all the extra armed guards that have to be stationed at the all-you-can-eat buffets, half a mile around her performance venue.
That's
The extra weighted machines that have to go into every hotel she stays at when she walks from one side of the hotel to the other. the strain might cause, and of course the extra reinforcing on the stage, right?
Yeah.
So Lizzo's given us a lot. But for those of you who don't,
just one thing to say about Lizzo. That's about 17,000. It's like her fucking weight. Anyway,
so those of you who don't know, Rumble, BitChute, Odyssey, MGTOW TV, Brighteon, and YouTube, which has been growing surprisingly fast lately. Haven't reached 1,000 yet, mostly because I haven't really put in the time that I've normally put into into this podcast, because I got a lot of other stuff on my plate right now. That's going to change. We're very close to 1,000 subs. Very, very, very close to 1,000.
You need to reach out and
Subs.
like talk to your freaking family members and shit. Say, hey man, can somebody just come in here and freaking like subscribe and shit? Because I'm like at almost 1,000 and I need the support. And then like after like almost all of them freaking say no, one will stand up and say, I will do it for you, Uncle Hiroki, because I love you. That's the way it usually works.
Okay, so that's it. Also, Facebook, Minds, Gab, MeWe, Parlor. I don't know if TLB Talks is back up yet. But yeah, and Getter. Those are the other sites that I'm at. Let's get into the actual show itself here. And of course, I'm going to start out with some actual videos. As we all know, Stranger Things started up this week. Had a big, huge gay reveal for which almost nobody gave a flying fuck about. But they did it anyway, because Stranger Things is on, I believe it's on Netflix, and Netflix is woke as fuck. So here we go. Here's a bit. Oh, and also it turns out that the actor's also gay. But yeah, here we go.
Say it isn't so.
I don't like girls. I mean, I do, just not like you guys do. You'll never lose me.
I'm gonna cry.
Which video was that?
people are going to be
That's
paying to
from
watch this
Stranger
shit.
Things.
Yeah.
Oh, that was Stranger Things reveal. This one is Noah Comes Out.
Okay, I don't have any of these videos then. I
More
downloaded all the
video.
videos.
Dude, I sent them to you on Teams. They're all there.
I have 9 videos, and none of them look like even what you're saying.
Yeah, he does that. He
Anti-white hate, Knowles Trump, Maduro Trump, Maduro Come Get Me, Regime Change, Shirley Daycare, Shirley Interview, Tampon Tim, and Tweaker Geographics. That's all I have.
he it gets confusing. Just put it to you that way. Like,
Well, I'm very confused because these videos aren't the ones that you're talking about.
all right.
I downloaded from you.
Oh, I forgot to upload Tweaker Geographic. Hold on. Okay.
No, I've got Tweaker Geographic right here.
Okay. All right. Well, no. All right. This was Noah Comes Out. I thought I'd sent this to you, but anyway, this is Noah, the player the guy who plays the gay character on Stranger Things. Here we go.
You know what it never was? That's serious.
Noah Schnapp has come out as gay on TikTok. Referencing his Stranger Things character, the actor captions a video on January 5th. I guess I'm more similar to Will than I thought. The message on screen reads, when I finally told my friends and family I was gay after being scared in the closet for 18 years, and all they said was, we know. Meanwhile, the clip's audio proclaims, you know what it never was? That's serious. Back in May of 2020, 2022, the teenager discussed his character's sexuality, telling Variety, I find that people do reach to put a label on him and just want to know so badly. He's just confused and growing up, and that's what it is to be a kid. Then, circling back on the topic, in July, Noah told the outlet, now that he's gotten older, they made it a very real, obvious thing. Now it's 100% clear that he is gay, and he does love Mike. But before, it was a slow arc,
Somebody-
done so beautifully, and it's so easy to make a character just like all of a sudden be gay. He added, they are writing this real character and this real journey and real struggle, and they're doing it so well.
Oh. Man, that was horrible.
Bullshit.
I'm confused. Who's gay?
The dude off.
Does it matter?
It's that weird.
Does it matter?
Well, if it's the main actress, I'm gonna be upset.
No, the main
No,
actor.
it's the guy. It's the guy.
Okay.
Well, considering he prefers to get he prefers to have his prostate vigorously massaged. There's only another way another man can do that.
Okay, yeah. So anyway, zero
Well,
fucks were
to give.
given.
hold on a minute now. Let's do a deep dive on this.
I'm not doing a deep dive on that. Nope. No.
Let's really expand on the subject here.
Definitely no. No.
Yeah.
No.
Don't see.
It's like, I mean, this dude comes out and he's like, man, I'm really cool and I got like the best show in the world and everything, and I'm just gonna slowly destroy it each freaking season after the other. You know what I mean? It's like fucking, like the first season was cool and shit to a good extent, but then they came out with the second season and it's like, 5.
I have not seen a single episode. I'm not having a Netflix account and not willing to purchase a Netflix subscription. I've not seen the show, but if that's the sort of quality of acting, I think it needs to go back to acting school.
The thing is, the creators behind it, like these two are just like, they're like overgrown freaking children. Okay, and I was always suspicious of them before they came out with freaking this series, because like they're really focused on like freaking scary stories for little kids. You know what I mean? I'm like, that's pretty pedo or pedo.
Observation. Ultra.
Two terms comes to mind: infantilization and virtual signaling.
Yeah.
And I do not understand this phenomena. But it used to be a thing that your sex life stayed in your bedroom, or was your private affair. Now it seems like it is okay to tell the entire world your personal sex life. Why?
Can I answer that question?
Mm-hmm.
I want to answer that question because I think because of our surveillance state, we have this need to be exhibits. We want to show everything that we have and what we got because we have no shame, sister. No shame in your game, and you just want to let it all hang out. But that's the system manipulating us. And I think the only good thing that's come from that is that everybody feels comfortable with their sexuality. And now we're finding the pedos.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of saying I see the silver lining to that. And I really like that silver lining because these are the people I want to destroy. Or get them some help, something. You know?
Yeah. Well, the Duffer Brothers, I've always been suspicious of them because, like, they are just a little bit too obsessed in freaking little kids. And this goes back to even before Stranger Things, you know what I'm saying? Like,
wow.
I mean, they've always, and it's, I mean, this is probably the most mature freaking scariness they've come up with, and they have, like, different stories for different generations, which I thought was cool in the first season. But then, like, after that, the second season just kind of got stupid. You know what I mean? And I didn't even know they had a third season until 3 years after it came out. Like, all of a sudden, now there's homosexual relations between teenagers and adults kissing on screen.
Gloria. Yeah.
You know, and I was like, well, hold on, dude. I had my suspicions before, but it's really coming out now. Those two, they could be potential pedos, to be honest. They're the Duffer brothers, just so you guys know who I'm referring to. They're twin brothers. Matt and Ross.
I've only got 2 words to say to this one. Doctor Who. That's where it's going to go. That's where it is. This one's going to go. Oh, well. But hey, I'm not going to be touching any grass or any other ass for that matter. So he can do all that he wants. I don't care. Not that I'm subscribed.
Seriously, you wouldn't touch any ass if they paid you like $1 billion. You wouldn't let them like put it up your butthole.
No, I can't. No.
Dude,
just
Cat
once.
Williams got offered $50 million by P Diddy 4 times, trying to get that hiney hole. $50 million.
No.
Well, there's a difference between $1 billion and $1 million. Okay, I mean,
no, $50 million.
Well, 50 million is just half of $1 billion. I mean, if it was $1 billion, maybe.
Your math is wrong there, but I get
totally
I've
wrong.
got one word for you, Roger.
What?
Dignity.
Well, when it comes to $1 billion, dude, freaking all dignity is gone. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Roger's told the world that he
There's
has
another word that comes to mind. Prostitution.
You damn straight.
Dude, you just want to live out your gigolo fantasies.
I'm gonna tell you what, if I'm caught in a homosexual act, freaking they better freaking tattoo the word freaking prostitute on my forehead so people understand it's a prostitutional act, not a freaking homosexual. I'm a fucking prostitute, bitches. I'm not gay. I'd rather be called a prostitute than a homosexual any day of the week. You know what I'm saying?
Well, if you're a gigolo, that
Fuck
means
yeah.
you do men as well.
I'll be like throwing freaking dollar bills, dude, at them. Like, here you go. Keep calling me what you want, little girl.
Okay.
We gotta get a gimp suit. We gotta get a gimp suit for Roger now.
That's been passed on. I passed the gimp suit on to Roger.
Well, the gimp suit is actually BDSM. Like, this is more like, what was the name of that one with what's her
the fact
face?
that you're explaining it. Oh my
But
god.
that dude.
Fuck me.
What was his name? What was the name of that dude that he offered to have sex with her for $1 million and she was married? Remember that?
Oh, Robert Redford, Demi Moore, Woody Harrelson, Indecent Proposal.
Indecent Proposal, baby.
Right.
Oh, I prefer the In Living Color version where the guy offers to sleep with his wife for $5 and the woman goes, "Oh, quick! Maybe you could talk him up to $10."
Don't get me started on In Living Color, dude. Like, I love the dude, the homeless dude that was always down in the freaking sewers. And he would always get the little blonde girl to come down there and he'd freaking like talk to her, talk sweet to her and everything and tell her that she had to go and she'd never want to leave. She'd be like, "I love you so much." Yeah.
So how much a lot of time do we have for tonight? 3 hours, 4 hours, just the way it's going?
Okay, all right. Let's move on to the next topic because it's like, all right. So the next topic for 1B is there was a movie that, of course, Disney did it, and when you actually look at the character here, I'll just post up a picture of her very briefly. It's basically a comedy written around Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. The woman's the same age as AOC. All of that stuff, and it did so bad. They thought, hey, instead of bombing international on and domestic audience. Why don't we put it overseas and see how popular it goes? It does overseas. Well, it didn't work out very well. In fact, it did so badly overseas that they didn't even bother having a US release on it. And it was like, yeah, I've seen photos of the main actress doing Ellen McKay. Like I said, this is a photo of her. Here's another photo of her. You know, like they're deliberately trying to make her look like AOC. All right. You know, like it's supposed to be funny, but it's not, right? And yeah, really bad. And AOC is not really all that funny. In fact, here's a rather curious thing. Since she's actually sat in Congress, she has not passed, like she has not introduced and passed a single piece of fucking legislation. And just remember, folks, AOC is actually seriously being considered as a presidential candidate in 2028, which tells you how fucking badly the Democrats are doing.
Well, it shows you how bad Trump is screwing up the country.
Well, I mean, this also has to kind of do with what we were just talking about when it comes to frickin' the crop devil. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's myth. You know what I mean? You turn around and you have problems with your crop, you can just blame it on this little devil that's going out at night and cutting all your crops down. You know what I'm saying? It's the devil's fault.
Also, this goes back to a level of arrogancy. These the director, the production executives are presuming that the same sort of sense of humor that may work in the US will work in other countries. They're presuming that there is a sort of stereotype, typical sort of level of humor or sense of humor. What may work in we've seen this before. What may work in the US may not work in Britain, and what may work in Britain may not work in the US.
Yeah, but this is MTV though. You know what I'm saying? Like,
we're not talking about MTV right now.
Oh. So we're not. What the hell are you talking about?
Oh,
we're talking about Ella McKay, and then we're gonna talk about Avatar. Then we're gonna get into MTV.
No.
Yeah.
Come on, dude. Freaking MTV. I want my MTV.
I want my.
Come on, Rarson, you can do
it.
Rarson,
going in.
Come on, dude. I want my.
Nope.
Well, I still stand by the whole thing about the freaking the devil though. Like, let's blame the devil for all of our problems. You know what I'm saying? It's like freaking. It just, come on, man. It's more myth than it is anything else when it comes to situations like this. This all goes back to like ethno-nationalism, what I was talking about with that. Because here, go ahead.
Which devil are we talking about?
Well, earlier, whenever we were doing the other show, we were talking about freaking the crop devils. You know what I mean? And they believe that freaking, you know, because they did something that wasn't morally correct, that late at night this devil was going into their crops or into their fields and cutting down all their crops because of their wrongdoings. You know what I'm saying? And it was people believe that shit, and that's what's taking place here. You know what I mean? It's like everything is because you've been acting immoral, and these are the consequences of what your actions are and shit. And it's just a big myth. It's just not true. You know what I mean? Bad business is bad business. That makes sense.
Sort of get what you mean. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So yeah, that's so the next topic on this particular thing is No, Avatar, Fire and Ash.
Fire in the ass. Oh my god, dude.
Okay, so yeah.
Good going, Roger.
It was the 300. The budget is anywhere between 350 and 400 million dollars. The actual box office receipts. So it kind of started out a little bit slowly, but it did actually. Yeah, it was kind of slow taking off. So it looked like it was going to tank, but it has actually gone. Here's the thing: it's got 1.2 billion worldwide, but if the actual budget was 400 million, that means it's just barely made a profit. So I mean, the problem is that I mean, again, based upon some of the stuff that I was told, I mean, the story wasn't particularly original. I'm probably not going to be able to go see it because it's like, yeah, January is like incredibly tight for me financially. In fact, the only reason we're doing the show tonight is because my car wasn't ready to my car wasn't fixed yet, and I had to call the office to tell them that that I wasn't going to be able to make it into work tonight, which is why we're doing the show now. Yeah, so the reviews from the online critics are like not particularly flattering. Somebody apparently the story is not particularly good. I haven't seen it. It's got a ridiculously long runtime, which kind of suggests to me that James Cameron put everything and his dog into it. I don't really think it's a particularly good don't think it's a particularly good show, but again, right at the time when I put this up as the topic, it was looking like it wasn't going to turn a profit, and apparently it the show's got a little bit of legs, so apparently it is doing okay. So who knew, right? Anybody's got anything to say about this one, or we can move? Then we can do the MTV.
I'm just looking at the Wikipedia
fucks
page on
kid.
it, and yeah, as of January 14th, 1.233 billion USD.
Yeah, you're looking at the same thing I'm looking at, right? Box Office Mojo. Yeah.
As for critics, well, anybody's even had a look at the sites like Rotten Tomatoes, got to question the so-called critics anyway. Yeah, when you see critics giving a film a high or low score, and the actual audience actually giving it the opposite score.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's why I like Rotten Tomatoes, to be honest with you, because like you can say bad all you want about Rotten Tomatoes, but like they were pretty spot on when it comes to shitty movies. Like they didn't freaking sell out to people who paid them off to give a good review. You know what I mean? If freaking it was a bad movie and it tanked, they'll say it's a bad movie and it tanked.
Oh yeah, Metacritic is a much better place to do a review. Although Metacritic is Rotten Tomatoes has been severely compromised.
Yeah,
for sure.
Here lately, especially. You're right about that.
So anyway, since Roger wants to do MTV,
well, hold on. I do want to mention something about that. I want to apologize to anybody who is Buddhist because I was in a Discord channel that was about Buddha, and a comment was made that it was filled with a bunch of Nazi, freaking conservative Nazi Buddhists. And I said I was fine with that because I've had to deal with Buddhists before, and most of them are usually gay or mean. And when I said gay, what I was talking about was like the classic terminology of gay, happy or mean Buddhists, not gay in the modern sense. Where
so nothing to do with National Socialism at all.
Nothing to do with a penis up the rectum.
No. Okay. All right. Because Roger wants so freaking badly, get on. Yeah. So MTV.
There was something
Is-
else that you forgot too.
What?
Leftists freaked out because J.D. Vance openly declared that you no longer have to apologize for being white.
Oh, that was last week.
Oh, shit.
Please.
Yeah, you lost that.
Leave that one.
You weren't there for that. So yeah. All right, so MTV shut its doors. I think we're all old enough. I mean, keep in mind, Canada also had Much Music. I don't even know. Much Music has been gone for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
The consensus with MTV was that there is, because I noticed a shit, and again, MTV did get woke, which was kind of unfortunate. But I think there was the part where I really stopped losing in Jersey Shore is also where I started losing it, but I actually stopped really getting interested in MTV when they had that show called Cribs, which was basically almost like a repeat of Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous, except with pretentious rap stars instead of rich people in New York City. Remember Robin Leach? Oh my God.
Yeah, now I know where Robin Leach came from. He had to have been Canadian, dude, because you said that almost perfectly the way he says it.
When I was working at I showed up at the I worked at the Chateau Lake Louise. Apparently, he had been there 6 months earlier, and a person that both me and Rearson, because me and Rearson worked at the Chateau Lake Louise at different times, but there's a certain individual who worked there at the time. Initials are ML. He was the actual. I think he was the actual captain. Yeah, he was the actual head of the waiter department there. Robin Leach tried to complain to him, and this particular individual basically kind of almost like literally publicly shot him down when he was visiting. I think it was the second to last celebrity ski tour they ever had at the Chateau Lake Louise. I don't know if Pearson was there for either of those, but yeah. Here's the irony about MTV, and this got pointed out to me. The very first video shown on MTV was Video Killed the Radio Star.
Mm.
And ironically, internet killed MTV. Very, very ironic indeed. I mean, I remember like the first video that got shown on Much Music was Thriller. Was the
No, it wasn't.
Thriller? It wasn't? Which one was it? Wasn't it wasn't the
Rush.
Rush?
It was a song by Rush.
Tom Sawyer.
What, Beastie Boys? Aaron Galactic?
No.
Tom Sawyer.
No, it's Distant Early Warning, I think that's what it was.
What was it again?
Distant Early Warning, I believe.
That's horrible. Come on, seriously.
Right. Yeah, that's the reason. That very fact that they would start with that video is enough reason why Much Music should not. We should all be grateful that it didn't exist just for having that as their first video ever. Yeah, I still
wind come arising across the cities of the plain.
No, Enemy Within. Sorry, it was Enemy
There's
Within.
no swimming in the heavy water, no singing in the acid rain. Red alert.
Anyway, we're
It's so hard to stay together. Passing through revolving doors. We need someone to talk to and someone to sweep the floors. Incomplete,
Yes.
incomplete. The world weighs on my shoulders. But what am I to do? You sometimes drive me crazy. But I worry about you. I know it makes no difference to what you're going through.
Okay, I was
I
wrong.
see the tip.
Okay, Rearson,
Wrong fucking song. My mistake.
You know it is. You want me to sing that? I'll sing it.
No, that's fine.
An ill wind comes rising across the cities.
Okay, I have a mute button.
You said
Will
do it.
Use it if you keep
Do it.
singing.
Oh, Naroki.
There's no swimming in the heavy water, no singing in acid rain. Red alert, red alert.
Okay, all right, one at a time.
Riddle.
Oh my
Distant
God.
early
I'm dying
warning,
right
ladies
now.
and gentlemen. Distant early warning.
Okay, all
Red
right.
alert,
So,
alert.
okay, one at a time. Mark, you had something to say about Much Music, so go ahead.
Okay, MTV. Actually, remember it. I remember the opening myself. I was 81. I was 5 at the time, and yeah, it was quite a big huge news story in the UK. And like you said, the Beagles video killed the radio star, and now, yeah, the internet has killed MTV. So yeah, there's a major sort of irony there.
Okay, Roger, without singing,
Okay.
comment on video on the death of MTV, since you really wanted to talk about this.
Well-
Even singing, which is like enough to make me want to claw my ears off. But go ahead.
Well, the thing of it is it's like I don't think the internet killed MTV. I think MTV was taken over by freaking people who intentionally wanted to destroy it, because you got to look at MTV.
Thank you.
You got to look at MTV for what it represented. It for my generation and all of our generation, MTV was freaking. It was the channel that freaking spoke out against censorship. It was the channel that freaking said, "I want my MTV." You know what I'm saying? Freaking, you aren't gonna. You're not gonna stifle us, and freaking, we're gonna be rebellious against you. That was the whole atmosphere of MTV when it first started. Then all of a sudden we get these freaking reality shows where fat little girls are freaking getting pregnant and having babies, and they're glorified, for having like 1,200 children,
Fat little babies.
and So I mean, I personally feel like they were infiltrated by freaking people a long time ago who freaking intentionally wanted to destroy what MTV stood for. And we live in a world now where freaking everybody just accepts censorship like it's no big problem, and that's not what MTV was. It's a
Just going on that point just for a second, it's interesting to look at their sort of business history. Started out as at the time, what was known as Warner Amex Satellite Entertainment station, and then Warner became Warner Communications in 83, 84, and then spun that off, and then it was later sold off to another company in 86, or 50% stake, and then 31%, and later it was sold off in to Viacom, or 69% of it was sold off to Viacom. So it's had a interesting amount of different owners.
Mm-hmm. And I guarantee you, if it was sold off to Viacom, that means the FCC is involved in it, and the FCC wanted to shut freaking MTV up for quite a long time. So they're the ones who freaking are pretty dominant when it comes to freaking the internet and
In the US, yeah.
in the US. So I guarantee you that, I mean,
Or in North America, both US and Canada. Okay.
mm-hmm. Well, Canadians don't count. We've ruled that out already. Like the one thing you don't ever want to do here in America is listen to Canadian music. Okay, like that is some crazy shit. Like they play folk music with an electric guitar. It's true. It's a fact.
Okay.
It's a fact. It's like in your country, it'd be like listening to freaking somebody from Dublin at the freaking bar. You know what I mean? Somebody's gonna get in a fight.
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna get in a fight. There's no Canadians in here, is there?
There's a couple of us actually. Yeah.
Oh shit!
No, I'm an Albertan, not a Canadian.
Oh, you're an Albertan.
Okay, V, do you have anything
That
to say
makes
about
me think of a
MTV?
fat chick, dude. Like an Alberta. Alberta is a fat chick that got oil on her feet and shit. You know what I'm saying?
V, shock to you.
Fucking fat Canadian Alberta
Alberta
chick.
is the kind of chick I like to get to know.
Put that oil on me, baby.
And got that whale oil.
Yeah,
Just
that's
make sure it's not from Diddy.
Oh man.
well. You know,
by the way, Rearson, we're 477. The APP, the Alberta Prosperity, the independence referendum signing has started.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I will say this. MTV. What happened to Music Box? I didn't have cable in my room. I had the Music Box.
Mm-hmm.
The cable was off in the living room. No, I didn't have cable in my room. Nobody's talking about Music Box.
Well, I mean, you want to know something that I used to listen to, watch a whole lot more than either Much Music or MTV. I used to watch this almost religiously as a kid, even into the late 80s. I watched Friday night videos.
Yeah. Every Friday night after freaking 10, I think it was.
Yeah.
After 10, freaking, it was just a solid freaking. I used to love that shit.
Oh, in Canada, it was Good Rockin' Tonight. I think Rearson might remember Terry David Mulligan.
Playing that jackass, yeah.
Oh yeah, I've heard. I know some people who knew him. He was a ruthless motherfucker,
Mofo?
man.
Yeah,
ruthless mofo. Yeah, he was a ruthless mofo. I've met him twice. He seemed. I mean, he apparently knew which side his bread was buttered on, because he always had time for fans. So he was really good on fan service, which is probably why he stayed popular. But behind the scenes, he was a ruthless motherfucker, man.
Now, I'll tell you one thing that I remember, and it was that freaking song where that they were in freaking Afghanistan, and the chick was always dancing and shit, and they had like a freaking leopard and shit walking around in there, and freaking they were talking about all she wants to do is dance.
Oh, Don Henley, man, it's still one of my personal favorites, man. That is still one of my personal favorite videos. That and Sharp Dressed Man by ZZ Top.
And then The Lion Sleeps Tonight. Remember that one?
Yeah, it wasn't one of my favorites though, but I mean, yeah. There was one by the Beastie Boys. It's tricky. That one was also a personal favorite of mine.
Mm-hmm.
You know, back when rap was not, well, before it emerged into something that it is now, which is like not even really worth talking about, that whole rap
Okay,
thing.
hey now.
It's worth talking about. Leave that bad talk.
Dude, rap has fallen off so badly. There was actually a point earlier, like, in 2024, where there was not a single rap song in the top 40.
Picking up prisoners and putting them in a pen, and all she wants to do is dance.
Don't make me bust out in some intergalactic planetary.
Damn. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rebels been rebels since I don't know when. And all she
wants to do is dance.
Yeah, Molotov cocktail, the local drink.
Oh, it's awful.
And all she wants to do is dance.
You were talking about the Beagles earlier, and fun enough, I've got a group on mine called Medwebby's Music Selection, and I've actually got the Beagles official video for video called The Radio Star, and that's actually a quite good video.
Mm-hmm. It actually is.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna tell you what, freaking, I keep talking about that. I want my MTV one. That one was so good and hit off so good on MTV that people to this day still believe that was the first song.
Oh, that one. Well, I mean, that was CGI, like very early on, which is also why it stood out, and it was also a decent song too.
From Dire Straits, yeah.
Yeah.
That, but
Dire Straits, hell yeah.
Everybody.
Rison, you're dominating the conversation again.
Come on, man.
Oh God, what do you want me to say?
Sing for us. Sing for us. This is MTV hour, dude. We gotta.
Okay, typically you can't sing if you got a ball gag in your mouth.
That's right.
So he's not used to singing.
Now look at those yo-yos. That's the way you do it. You play the guitar on the MTV. That ain't working. That's the way you do it.
If there was ever a reason for lowering viewership for any episode of RPN, this is going to be.
Now that ain't working. That's the way you do it. Let me tell you, them guys ain't dumb.
Yeah, my old man's got.
Oh my God, we are so professional on this show.
Maybe get a blister on your little
Roger
finger.
Strip club.
Maybe get a blister on your thumb. We got to install microwave ovens, custom kitchens,
okay,
delivery.
You have anything to say?
Yeah.
You need to save us from
got the
Roger
movies,
singing.
refrigerators.
So you're not using it.
We
Don't
got
bitch
the
at me.
movies, color TV.
I got nothing.
Okay, we're moving on.
See the little faggot with the earrings and makeup? Yeah, buddy, that's his own hair. That little faggot got his own jet airplane. That little faggot, he's a millionaire.
Yeah, I got it. Okay, thank you very much,
We
Roger.
got to install microwave up. Yeah, those are real. That's it. That's it. 1985, baby.
85, yeah. All right. Well, that's a nice trip down memory lane. Let's move on to the next topic here because we got Nick Shirley. There's a lot of video content on this.
We will miss you,
MTV. And can we change the picture from the Red Nuns from Hell?
Oh, it's not. It hasn't been Red Nuns for a while. But
I want to
the astronaut with the MTV.
I want to make a song about the Red Nuns from Hell. Now that you said that, that might actually be cool. Because like this was an interesting conversation in chat before we even got on here.
All right, so let's move on to topic number 3. So this is, by the way, I remain firmly convinced at this point that a lot of the stuff that's going on, because we're going to be covering Tim Walz resigning and the shooting of, and by the way, I've seen multiple angles of that particular scene. That was including the one where the driver's wife basically hops in the car after antagonizing the cop and tells her to drive, and she drives right into the guy. Right. That will be for next week's show. This week's show, though, we're talking about the front end of this and what really brought this, because there was already an issue. And by the way, I also found this out. 94 of the 98 people currently being prosecuted for the food issue are from Somalia. But then, of course, Nick Shirley also discovered there's a thing with medical services and daycare centers, and I got 2 videos here, which was good because I need to go to the bathroom. So here we go. Nick Shirley interview, first one.
There's a lot of fraud happening here in Minnesota. You've been living here for years now. How bad is this fraud?
So I was born in Minneapolis a long time ago. I've lived my whole life here, and my opinion is that this is the worst fraud in human history, what is occurring in Minnesota and more specifically in the Twin Cities right now.
How much money do you think has been sent around fraudulently here inside Minnesota?
Over the years, I would say anywhere from 80 to $100 billion.
And right now, the big controversy is with Tim Walz and his government and the fraud that they've allowed to happen within the Somalian community. Right behind us is Cedar Riverside, a location where it is very densely populated with Somalians. How have Somalians gotten into the system to fraud the American taxpayer?
Well, so that complex you're seeing behind there, I attended the University of Minnesota, and in the area we're on right now, this is the West Bank, and it was always called the West Bank, and it was sort of the place to be when you're in college, and that was all student housing, 100%. That building you see in the background, it's now 100% Somali. And I can tell you confidently, they don't pay for their housing, they don't pay for their food, they don't pay for their vehicles. And on top of that, they have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of fraudulent companies set up, and they're sucking billions of dollars out of the state of Minnesota.
And how are they sucking billions of dollars out of the state of Minnesota?
Well, one example would be with the hundreds of child care facilities that they have set up. And on every one that I visited, and I've been to maybe 100 of them or more, I never, ever have seen one child at any facilities ever over the past 7 years, 8 years.
What are the businesses that are being used to fraud the taxpayer here in Minnesota? You have the daycares. What are all of them?
So you have, you have child care, you have adult daycare, you have in-home health care, you have straight health care, and nobody really knows how that's defined. And then you have transportation, non-emergency medical transportation. And if you do a search, you'll see that the state of Minnesota says they have 1,020 non-emergency medical transportation companies. And my research is showing that 95% of those are Somali owned. And what I know is that the people writing the checks at the state of Minnesota never, ever, ever verify that any trip was ever made or that any appointment was ever made with a dentist, chiropractor, or anything.
All right, this is Dick Shirley outside the daycare center.
Children here in your child care? Minnesota Child Care right here. It's from the state of Minnesota's website. We're just wondering where the children are.
Where the children are?
Yeah, where are the children? It says you have 102 children here, and you got $2.66 million this year in funding, and $2.5 million last year. We're just wondering where the kids are.
My name's Nick Shirley.
Nick Shirley.
Oh, we are from ourselves. Hello, we'd like to ask where the money's going. Look at that. Shut us down. Where are the children at? No children inside of this daycare center. And look at this daycare center right here. No children inside of this daycare center. But between those buildings, over $2.6 million in this fraud is here at this daycare. So this is Quality Learning Center. I meant to say Quality Learning Center.
Don't open
They said they spelt learning wrong. How do you have ice here, ma'am? I'm literally a YouTuber.
Don't open up!
Ma'am, what do you think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
Don't open up! We have ice!
And what do you think about this place being licensed for 99 children
Don't open up!
and getting $4 million over the
Open up! It's ice!
$4 million in the last 2 years?
Go away!
What do you think about that? Are you in
Go
favor?
away!
Are you in favor of that?
Go away!
You know
You're
what
not welcome here.
Are you-
Shame on you!
Are you in favor of $1.9
Shame
million
on you. It's
going
ice.
illegally,
Don't open up.
fraudulently to this business that has Quality Learning Center but can't even spell learning right on the door? You ever seen children at that daycare center right there? Where? Yeah, it's right there. It says the child. You've never seen daycare.
I haven't seen anybody in here.
We're going to educate you on something. So what do you think about this daycare center? They spelled learning wrong. They've received over $1.9 million this year alone, and they're supposed to have 99 children here.
I don't see it.
99 children.
Have you ever seen any children here?
None at all. None.
This year they got 1.9 million. Last year they got 1.5 million of your tax money for 99 children. We just want to know where are the kids?
Right.
Where are the children?
I don't see them. I've been here since 2017. I haven't seen anybody like
Never
that here.
seen a child here.
No, not at all.
And so you've
8
never
years.
seen a child here for 8 years?
Nope, not at all.
I knocked on the door, and to my surprise, somebody actually answered the door. Hello? Can we speak? I would like to check a child in the daycare. Can I speak to a manager? Where can I get paperwork to file for my son? I wanted to put my son Joey in daycare. And after a few questions, the lady went silent. Looks like little Joey Shirley ain't going to daycare here. And now where are we going?
Now we're going to Sweet Angel Childcare.
We're in the middle of a strip mall here inside of this neighborhood.
In fiscal year 2025, this facility, which has its license for 74 kids, was paid $1.26 million in tax money. And there are no kids, and all the facilities are the same way.
List of all of the healthcare companies. Loads of them right here. We want healthcare. Yes, we'd like to speak about getting healthcare here. No. Why can't I get healthcare here? Warning, you are under video surveillance. No trespassing, security armed. This is the strangest place I've ever been to get healthcare. Just a bunch of different places. Healthcare here, healthcare right here. Another healthcare company right here. There are 3 healthcare companies inside of this building right here in this room of 7C. Now we have another Helping Hands, Home Care LLC, another healthcare company. Present Help right here. We're looking for the best rates of healthcare here inside this building because we have so many options. Who can we talk about getting the best healthcare?
I don't know.
No?
Sorry.
All right. We will not get any healthcare here. David, this is one of the stranger places I've ever been. Literally, healthcare every door you go to, yet nobody will give you a rate. How much money do you think's been funneled through this building?
Every year, I would say 50 to 60 million.
And now they all get mad.
What was this money spent on? 1.26 million. What was that money spent on? There aren't any kids.
Ask the owner and the kids.
Well, then why are you talking for the owner if you're telling me to talk to the owner?
I'm sorry. I'm not understand what you're talking about.
Do you have a child here?
No.
Does anybody?
No.
Where are the 74 kids? Did you lose them? Did you lose these kids? Do I need to call someone? Do I need to issue an Amber Alert for missing children? Are these children missing? It's not my business that children are missing. 74 infants and toddlers, preschool.
The proof's right there. There's no children anywhere.
It's from the state of Minnesota right here.
I think we're moving on to the next location. Have a good day.
Okay, I still got a couple more here. We're gonna finish off with the funny one, but couple more. Here we go.
Abolish the black race. Oh, I'm sorry.
Which one?
Was it super racist and morally corrupt? Of course it was. So why can Harvard say it? Abolish the white race.
Which one?
Make no mistake about it. We intend to keep backing
hate.
the dead white males and the live ones and the females too until the social construct known as the white race is destroyed. Not deconstructed, but destroyed. Is this an isolated incident? No, not just at Harvard, but amongst all universities, as this is what is being pushed. Anti-white, anti-white, anti-white. And it's actually been very successful amongst the white liberal women. They have fallen for this propaganda to demonize, specifically, white men. And it's what DEI was meant to do, lift other people up to push down white men. The official Harvard University guidance on conducting faculty searches gives instructions for academic hiring processes. And it says, particularly when there are placement goals, the chair should consider reading the applications of women and minorities first, ensuring that their applications receive due consideration in the search process. And do you know what that does? It puts them above white men. This isn't just dangerous, it's morally wrong. And it's the same white men that made a ton of sacrifices to give us our freedoms, to build the Western world. And there are consequences to this type of stuff, which we're going to see in the coming years.
All right, and this one is in regards to they're apprehending Americans as well. All right, this one was rather curious and it had to be brought up, and it will be brought up again next week. This one.
One.
She was in the car with her boyfriend here
Americans
illegally.
fought.
They were stopped. She refused to comply with ICE officers or give any identification. She was briefly detained, and then once she gave identification and they were able to confirm who she was, they released her immediately. Next.
This morning, a GMA exclusive, the 19-year-old college student detained by ICE while trying to visit her family for Thanksgiving, then deported against a judge's order, now speaking out.
It's been hard.
She's had an active deportation order against her since 2015. She has evaded law enforcement by ignoring appeals processes, and DHS emphasized that she received full and due process back then, but chose to stay undocumented. Next.
ICE agents held their 5-year-old daughter outside their home to get her father to surrender.
Her dad was in the country illegally and had charges against him like strangulation and domestic abuse. He was evading officers, went to go run and hide in the woods, and left his daughter, totally abandoned her. ICE officers just wanted to make sure that she was okay and safe, as she was an abandoned child. We cannot hate the mainstream media enough. I am not being dramatic when I tell you that every single story like this that you see that the news reports on, there's always more to the story. They will headline something. They will try to push a narrative that is objectively false, that is omitting key pieces of information for the public to know. 10 out of 10 times, without fail, every single anti-ICE video that you see, anti-ICE story that you see is omitting key details. They are not telling you the truth. They're trying to push a narrative to spread fear because the Democrats have to have these votes in order to win. It's their voter base. ICE is doing an incredible job. They're making our country safer. They're ensuring better quality lives for all citizens. They're protecting American citizens first. That's what a country should do. That's what officers should do. Prioritize the safety of its citizens. This smear campaign against them, it's wrong. It's a lie. It's all a lie. Don't fall for it.
And of course, last one is Tampon Tim.
I'm Tampon Tim, the people friend. Free tampon for all the men. Daycare's full of kids, well, kinda. But the money goes to my dear friends from Somalia. Hey, hey, fraud all day. Billions gone astray. Ghost kids, no one's there. Welcome to Tampon Tim's Daycare. Tampons in the boys' room, that's my plan. While my friends cash checks across the land. Feeding our future, what an empty building. Billions gone astray. Ghost kids, no one's there. Welcome to Tampon Tim's Daycare. Tampon Tim, Tampon Tim.
Okay, as you can clearly see, there was quite a bit of stuff there. Yeah. What can I tell you, man? You know, when I first saw the Nick Shirley story and I saw the reaction, like Threads was especially amusing because what they tried to do on Thread is they literally tried to suggest you as a pedophile on Threads. And I started doing some digging and it was like, holy moly. You know, like, yeah, okay. Well, they do it elsewhere and blah, blah, blah. It's like, yeah, you know what? Fuck that. You got to keep in mind here that Tim Walz obviously, and this has already been revealed, Tim Walz obviously knew what the hell was going on. And he was looking the other way on it. Yeah, okay, it happens everywhere else. I don't fucking care, right? It's like, you got to understand something. Had the Democrats won the election in 2024, right? This level of fraud would have probably gone national. And Tim Walz would probably have been immune from prosecution for quite a while. I don't really give a shit if it's like everybody else is doing it. They tried playing the fucking race card on this. I don't give it. It's like, yeah, like how, like, I wish I'd found that video, but I couldn't find it. When 94 of the 98 people currently being prosecuted in Minnesota are fucking Somali immigrants, yeah, it's a fucking Somali problem, right? I'm sick and tired of, like, again, right? And it's like it's not just there. It's like you got the same sort of issue happening in Canada with Indian immigrants right now. There's a work fraud pipeline that exists in Canada as well. Next week, now on the next show, we'll be discussing the Tim Walz basically saying he's not going to run for re-election. I mean, I don't even what can I even tell you about Tim Walz? That there's enough backstory around Tim Walz that it's like, holy shit. Like, first of all, right, I'm finding it very peculiar that assassination attempt that happened on No King's Day was intentionally planned. That the guy who did it worked wasn't necessarily directly connected to him, but definitely was worked under Tim Walz, right? And the Democrat that just happened to get targeted was one that had voted against Tim Walz. You know what? At some point, you just kind of have to go, yeah, it's like, fuck the race card. Fuck the fact that everybody else is doing it, because that's like whataboutism, and that's just an attempt to deflect. I mean, there is probably still a very serious corruption problem that happened in the state of Minnesota. And yeah, Tim Walz came very, very close to being the vice president. And had he become vice president, this would have gone national. Like, the level of fraud would have just gone right through the roof. And that's basically my understanding about this. And it's like, Nick Shirley got death threats over this.
This is a national story.
This is a national. Nick Shirley got death threats over this. He got threatened by Ilhan Omar. Tampon Timmy actually went on the air, went and publicly, until of course he was basically forced to have to announce that he wasn't running anymore. Tampon Tim, for the second time in less than a month, had to go on and tried to run block. The fucking mainstream media did everything they could to ignore this. I mean, and we've covered a lot of immigration issues before. It is very, very clear that there's a faction inside the United States and in the West in general that just wants to bring these people in and for cheap labor, for Democratic votes, for undermining of, I don't maybe sound like I'm a fucking raging conservative here, but undermining of traditional values. Like, it's like at some point, I mean, like, and this is something that I pointed that we got into one like before. I mean, you had in Canada, when we covered this, and Rearson might even remember this, like the NDP, and this is no word of a lie, the NDP tried to run block for Indians shitting on the beach. Yeah. So yeah.
I would literally go and watch Indians shitting on the fucking beach, dude.
Thinking you would.
Seriously,
Anyway,
I would take pictures and stuff and ask them to wear those feathery hats, the ones they dance in.
No.
That would be so fucking cool, dude.
Okay, so Mark,
Their
you're
ass all sticking out and everything. Just shitting.
This is quite a broad one. As you said, it's not only happening in North America; it's happening throughout the world. I mean, Britain is a good example of this at this moment. There have been allegations against companies like Uber, Just Eat in UK, and various other so-called gig economy based companies about allowing illegal immigrants to actually work within this country. As far as the Minnesota healthcare daycare issue is specifically is concerned, this is the major issue here is related to a lack of enforcement of regulatory standards. There must be obviously Minnesota's got an entire civil service department that's just looking at enforcing or meant to be enforcing regulatory standards, and obviously they're failing. And obviously, this is an act of fraud. So it's one of those issues that, sure, you're going to be able to try to mitigate, let's say, daycare issues, but it's going to pop up elsewhere in the economy. As I mentioned, with the Just Eat delivery scandal in the UK. It might start. You might have issues in the daycare sector, but what's stopping these people from, I don't know, creating another Just Eat style company and just employing, quote unquote, these people into that industry? I could go on a lot about the issue of immigration and the so-called racist connotations, and me and Roger have been talking about things like the so-called long march through the institutions argument, but we haven't got enough time here, to be fair.
Yeah, it's just the way
Yeah,
you
yeah,
go.
it's a bit complicated. But yeah, it's it's a matter of, it's an issue of fraud, and B, it's an issue of standards. You can leave it at that.
Okay, V, you're up.
Well, you guys already know my stance on this. We spoke about this one time already. It absolutely is a racist or situation. If you got, all you gotta do is look at it. I mean, and compare it to history, or compare it to what's going on right now. If you are knowledgeable enough, I mean, I've got enough files on companies. I probably got enough compiled data, maybe at least 10 companies per state doing fraudulent activities just like this. All white owned. Nobody wants to turn ahead. Nobody wants to look. Making way more money fraudulently than these Somalians are. Way more. Okay? It is a racist thing. And I can back up that statement by a study that's being done, or had been done, excuse me. There was a questionnaire that went out, and it was given to Caucasians, right? Main question on this questionnaire was: would you rather have $1,000 stolen from you by a black man, or $2,000 stolen from you by a white man? The white people said they would rather have someone white steal from them.
Yeah, well, that's tribalism, dude. That doesn't necessarily have to do with racism.
That
If you let black
has
people,
everything to do with it.
if you probably ask black people the question, you'd probably be the reverse of that. I'm not saying racism doesn't exist.
Fraud is fraud is fraud. It doesn't matter if it's done by a black person or a white person. It's still fraud.
That's not my point. My point is that it's a big issue right now. Because I mean, you think these people came over here? They didn't learn it from somebody here, and somebody didn't just hand them the keys. They didn't create this stuff. They didn't create our system. Okay, it was learned behavior from somebody in our system who's already doing it. Somebody who does not have the spotlight on them.
Yeah, Tim Walz. Somebody in Tim Walz's staff.
And by the way, why are you using AI videos? Good Lord, my friend.
Oh, you mean the tampon town Tim thing? Oh, that's funny. I can tell you right now, the Nick Shirley stuff is not AI. Neither is the sorry, what the hell, Steve?
Well, anyways, point being is that
like the only AI video so far has been Tampon Tim.
Hey man, you need to get it a little bit more aggressive there. It's like I've riled freaking Mark Edworthy up for you. You need to step it up with V and not let him like dominate you like that. I just heard like your voice crack and
hold
shit.
on, guys. Rearson
You
has
better
to
turn it. You turn into a beast. I'm telling you, dude. Don't you do that. You come back at V. You tell him. AI
Guys,
is cool, motherfucker.
Okay, guys, Rearson has to go. So I'm just going to give him the last word. Then we're going to have to move. Does anybody else have anything more to say?
I actually wanted to say something about this too. So, because you skipped me completely on this one, and this is actually a good topic. I'll let Rearson go, but then I want to say something too.
Okay, Rearson, are you still here?
No, he's disappeared.
He said.
Okay,
he said he's enough. This is enough. You guys are like.
He couldn't wait to get to his ball gag and gimp suit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, you mind if I say something about this?
Okay. Yeah, but we got to move on to the next topic here.
Now, with all of this and everything that comes out of Minnesota here lately about these Somalias, none of it, if it's on frickin' any kind of nationalist frickin' platform, is true. Frickin' they're trying to link this with frickin' some type of nefarious dealings where money's being siphoned out frickin' Somalia. And I found absolutely nothing on credible frickin' journalism that says this shit. The only places you hear this is frickin' crackpot, frickin' far right leaning frickin' people.
That's not true. I've
CNN.
heard.
Now the scandal is true. Okay, there is frickin' fraud when it comes to the child care. That is true. But this money is not being funded to foreign frickin' groups of terrorists from abroad.
I do question that one because
I found nothing.
I've heard of a report. I think British made report, and I haven't actually looked into it that much. That suggests that I can't remember which demographic it was, which nationality it was, but I think it was possibly Nigerians, maybe. That a large percentage of their income is that this country's income is revenue is related to families sending back money to the relatives. I think
that's really that's kind of thin. That's kind of thin, though. You know what I'm saying? It's like Mexicans send money back to their families because they're here in the United States and they have poor relatives back frickin' in Mexico. They do it all over the place, okay?
Oh, third world. Here's another one. This came out today. Yeah, there is more money basically being put because they have to declare it, right? There's like more money going out of Minnesota internationally on flights because they have to declare it. Than there is going on flights from places down south into Mexico. 10 times the amount of stuff that's going from, say, Seattle, which is the number one debarkation point if you're flying to Asia. So yeah, there's something specifically going on in Minnesota.
I mean,
And
Ghana, dude, freaking,
walls.
you got legitimate claims. Like in Ghana, freaking, they were sending laptops to freaking Ghana, and the warlords were forcing women to catfish with those same laptops. That's legitimate. Okay, this is just. I mean, it's gotten so bad that they can't even freaking create spin that's good. You know what I mean? It's just ridiculous. Just. It really is. I mean, and I'm talking. There's no legitimate news freaking that's actually saying this money is being funneled out of the country. They're saying that the frauds are real, but these freaking right wing freaking platforms are pushing the whole narrative that freaking they're sending them to Somali terrorists. And it kind of makes you wonder what that's all about, because Trump apparently declared drug dealers as terrorists so that he could invade frickin' Venezuela, you know. So we know why that was done. So what's his plan now with Somalia? And
there is sorry, there is another point that you haven't considered is related to NGOs siphoning money out of the host countries, and that money potentially ending up in questionable authority hands.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot to look at when it comes to that stuff, but just there's a lot of hype going on here. That's just this is actually one of the biggest freaking hypes. Like, and it's a trope too. Like, if I freaking hear one conservative say it that's popular on the internet, all of a sudden there's this chain effect and everybody's talking about it. It's like one right after the other. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, it's for me, you know, if this wasn't a real thing, you know, then why the death threats? Why the death threats on Nick Shirley? Why are they so? And I mean, I this is what I think about. This is what I think about the shooting, and I will be talking about this on the next show. Like, I personally think, to a great extent, that shooting that occurred in Minnesota, that's an attempted red herring to distract, distract away from this corruption stuff, this fraud that's going on in Minnesota, right? Like, you know, like.
Well, let's look at that horrible freaking incident that happened to Candace Owens, where she was almost assassinated because of her comments. You know, that was just that was really sad. That freaking, because she got on the internet and said that this chick had a wiener. She was they tried to assassinate her, dude.
Yeah, well, they also said that about Michelle Obama, even though Michelle Obama has children that look like her. So, and I guess, yeah, for the record, I don't buy into the Michelle Obama as a man.
Well, Candace either. I'm just being sarcastic.
Just last week, there was some convictions of a couple of people in France for accusing Macron's wife of being a man.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that. That's
anyway.
Sorry.
Now, B.
I don't know. Her bulge is bigger than mine.
You know what I say about that, right?
What?
Punch her in the throat. If all else fails, you punch her in the fucking throat, dude.
Punch her in the throat. Yeah, there you go.
If nothing else, you'll get to see him fall on the ground and squirm. You know what I mean? Like, You ever seen somebody like hit the ground after they've been punched in the throat? They're grabbing their throat and go, like a.
Again, we do not condone violence.
That's right.
Especially against women.
Well, I mean, unless it's in an MMA freaking circle ring where they both have signed contracts. In that case, punch her in the face. Not the throat, just punch her right in the face. Like, I seen her walking her way and she had tears in her freaking eyes and everything. It's just like, that hurt, And I'm like, dude, why the hell are you saying it hurts now when before you freaking put your name on a signed contract to let this man punch you in the face? You know what I mean? Come on, dude. Seriously. Wake up, America. God.
Okay. All right. So, do we have anything more to comment on this one? Because it was basically
Actually, there was one more thing that I did.
Okay. There's always one more thing with you. Go ahead.
This is very important. I heard the news, baby. All about your disease. Yeah, you may have all you want, baby, but I got something you need. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I ain't talking about love. My love is rotten to the core. I ain't talking about love. Just like I told you before. Yeah, before.
Okay.
You know you're semi-good looking.
All right. Do you want me to
And on
mute
the
him so that we can
streets.
get on with the next topic?
Okay. Ain't talking about love.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
All right.
I'm
So
just a
the next.
gigolo. And everyone-
Quiet.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so this is the kid. I was hoping Bruce. Apparently they need some help. They're short staffed at Rurson's worksite, so we had to go fill in for somebody.
Okay.
So this is the Canada content. I have a feeling we won't be going very long on this one.
Canada,
Mark,
I love Canada, dude. Especially the Canada section because, dude, it's so cool to talk about Canada.
Okay, well, the current issue at hand, and by the way, Mark Carney, I'm gonna point this out about about Canada right now. If it wasn't for the fact that Alberta is in the process of separating right now, Mark Carney would have turned basically Canada into basically the North American version of Great Britain. Right. The only reason Carney hasn't done it is because if he did it, Alberta would leave in a heartbeat. Right. And he probably would leave. You'd probably Saskatchewan and Quebec would probably very quickly follow. However, Carney's basically been trying to do everything he can behind the scenes. Carney was the guy who came up with the brilliant idea of freezing bank accounts during the trucker convoy. That was his idea. The other thing, and apparently he's going back to it. He's going back, and I don't know why he's like. I mean, yeah, okay, there were definitely some people who went on CERB and committed fraud while they were on it. Going back and re-looking at this stuff is from what it appears to me, it looks like what it is this is an attempt by the Liberals, whom, by the way, if they had succeeded in getting a majority in the House, again, would have turned Canada into the North American version of Britain. He's basically trying to use CERB as a way to try and maybe perhaps get people in line. That's what it appears to be for me, because there's lots of other fraud going on. Again, I didn't cover this. I mean, but there is, for instance, an immigration fraud going on in Canada that's just absolutely horrific. What they do is they post up these jobs for like $35, $36 an hour. And they put them out to foreign countries, and these people come over and they take them and they end up working this job, but they're actually making almost starvation wages, and the people who are offering these jobs are basically pocketing the money themselves, and basically it's basically a form of indentured servitude, and it's the Canadian. There's multiple people in Canada that are doing this, and the current government here in Canada is not lifting so much as a finger to stop it. And it's primarily aimed at people from the Philippines and India that are coming over. You know, Mark Carney doesn't seem to be concerned about that, though. He is, however, extremely concerned about people that may have cheated with CERB. He again, like I said, no, for 477, we'll be covering the fact that the Alberta independence referendum signatures campaign has started. Hold on a second.
Just for clarification purposes, CERB is the Canadian Emergency Response Benefit.
Yeah, for COVID, I had to be on CERB for about 4 or 5 months myself. The whole thing, just yeah, it's more or less basically an attempt. I think it appears to be more of an attempt to try to intimidate Canadians to get them back in line, because it's like, again, right? Canada would have absolutely gone the same way as Great Britain has. The only reason they haven't is because if they did, Alberta would be gone in a second. And it's like, basically, everybody is kind of collectively holding, Canada right now is collectively holding their breath, waiting to see which way Alberta is going to go. If Alberta, yeah. So that's basically my take on it. Mark, if you have any comments to say, then say them.
He's just avoiding me like the plague. Yeah, that's that shit. Like,
well, no, Mark, Ravi, you. That's the order we're going.
Ravi, who's Ravi?
I usually go last.
Oh, Ravi, Rob. You were going to say Roger, and then you said V. That's what it is, Ravi. I thought you were talking about those Indians. Like, there's your.
Okay, Mark, do you have anything to say? Okay, we'll go Mark, Roger, V then. Okay, let's go.
Go,
Mark,
go V first. V first.
Okay.
No, it's okay.
Okay.
You have nothing to say, V? Okay, Roger, you're up.
No, it's Mark's turn.
Okay, whatever. I'm just looking at the eligibility criteria for CERB payments. You did not receive CERB for the same eligible. You did not quit your job. You earn a minimum of 5,000 before taxes in the last 12 months or in 2019. And I was just wondering what's the unemployment yearly rate or yearly benefits, and 68,000. I can't really comment on this because this is the first time I've heard this specific story, but but it seems like it's related to individuals who receive this benefit or receive this payment for on a fraudulent basis, as far as I can see.
Okay, so is it Roger or V that wants to go next?
Doesn't matter because I don't have anything to say about your Canadian.
Of course you don't. All right, Roger. Roger, you're up.
Okay, so when it comes to Canada, the thing that you have to understand is this, like freaking Canada is always going to do things that freaking abides by a lot of the stuff that England does. And England is very, very social oriented. You know what I mean? Like they're real big on bureaucracy, socialism, stuff like that. Like so you have to kind of keep that in mind, especially when it comes to socialism, because Canada, they were back in like the I've been reading up on this here recently, but like back during the early teens, like in the 1900s, you know, like 1915, 1920s, there were like cheerleaders for the socialist movements that were going on, you know what I mean? They really were big on that. So Canada has a long history of going through that, like, and a lot of the things that you're going through today when it comes to wanting to be more conservative and breaking away from a lot of this stuff is it's new to Canada, you know what I mean? You're actually doing something that's new when it comes to that stuff. So it's not like you actually came from a conservative country and you're freaking trying to get back to it. You're actually breaking away from a real strong bureaucratic socialist kind of government, you know what I mean? And you're trying to move into a more conservative area. And like Mark said, we've been going through a lot of information when it comes to England, okay? England,
Great Britain.
well, Great Britain, yeah. And you know, when you look at the history, yeah, a lot of conservatism and everything did start in England, but by the time the 1900s came around, dude, freaking, they just started getting ambushed by a lot of these socialist movements. So they've gone through a lot of that as well. So you're going through a new phase where freaking England's trying to break away from that and try to get back to more of a conservative monarchy rather than what they've been in the last 100 years almost. So that's the best I can say about it when it comes to
on that one point, arguably a lot of this started due to World War One.
Yeah.
And this idea of you are a servant of the state rather than a citizen per se. So goes back to the idea of fighting for king and country and fighting for generals that didn't know what the hell they were doing.
Mm-hmm. It was, well, we were talking about it the other night, if you remember, me, you, and V, and Otto about that book, and it just hit it smack on the nose, you know. I mean, what is it that you're actually freaking fighting for? Are you fighting because it's just a part of the freaking process, or are you fighting for freaking for what you believe in, you know what I mean? For freaking what you stand for. And that's really where it comes down to it. When
I think what Roger's trying to say is, do you purposefully serve, or do you serve a purpose? That's the question.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good way of putting it, yeah.
That's a good way of saying it, V. That's probably the smartest thing I've heard you say. I want to sing a song to you. You mind?
No,
please.
no singing.
I am a nightmare walking, psychopath talking, king of my world, just a gangster stalking, living life like a firecracker, quick as my fuse, being dead as a death, that's the color I choose, red or blue, cause of blood, it just don't matter, suckers die for their life when my shotgun scatters, colors.
Oh, see, he didn't even sing. He just bust out with a rap flow.
What's up?
Wow, thank you. I feel so touched right now.
You know that when somebody sings you a rap song, that's like a freaking highest level of honor, dude. Like, like people just don't break out like that. You know what I'm saying? That's
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. No homo, no homo.
Oh, I'm not a homo. I just
No.
Well, I mean,
I'm-
like I said, dude, I'm a prostitute. I'm not a homo. Give me $1 billion. Okay, I'm done. I'm done.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay. All right. So the next and the last topic, and by the way, we got a shit ton of videos to go through this. Yeah, in order of how I'm going to do them here. Okay. First one is Eduardo Gonzalez,
Who's that
Edmundo
hot chick?
Gonzalez.
Who's that hot chick?
That's Ella McKay, who
that's
basically a mockery of AOC. And then Maduro come get me, and then regime change, and then Knowles Trump Maduro, and that will that'll bring everything up to speed. So here we go with Edmundo Gonzalez.
I'm not so sure why y'all keep saying that we kidnapped the president of Venezuela. Like, Edmundo Gonzalez has been an asylum seeker in Madrid, Spain since September 7th of 2024. Oh, you don't know who that is. My bad, I forgot. Y'all don't read anything for yourself. You just regurgitate whatever the democratic machine puts out and you repeat it on command. Lucky for you, I have the time. So here's what actually happened. Venezuela held a presidential election in July of 2024, and Edmundo Gonzalez won by a landslide. But Nicolas Maduro did what dictators do, and he didn't leave office. Instead, he issued an arrest warrant on September 2nd for the man who beat him, which forced Gonzalez to flee Spain on September 7th. Because that's how real dictatorships work. You lose the election, you refuse to give up power, you criminalize the person who beat you, and then you force them into exile. So to all of you people out there marching in the streets yelling, "Free Maduro, return him to power," you do realize that he stole that power. That is who you're simping for. And if you actually paid attention, which we all know you don't, you would notice something else. The only countries that are upset about this are Russia, Iran, and China. And that would be because Maduro sold Venezuelan oil to Iran to help them dodge sanctions through shadow tankers and fuel swaps. He worked with Russia to move oil and money outside the global banking system. And he used China to lock Venezuela into massive debt deals that gave Beijing long-term leverage over their energy sectors. All regimes that benefited directly from Maduro staying in power. The American media propaganda machine isn't going to explain that, is it? Because Trump started a war by kidnapping the Venezuelan president sounds better for headlines. Even though it's completely false. But they're allowed to lie to you, and they're counting on you not checking. Brought to you by Obama. It's just fun. Have a day.
Next one, Maduro, come get me. All right, so yeah, here's Maduro, come and get me.
Venga por mí. Aquí lo espero en Miraflores. No se tarde en llegar, cobarde. I just got 3 things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start.
All right, regime change.
The Democrats are very angry that President Trump has done regime change in Venezuela.
Well, we were clearly breaking the law and doing a regime change operation.
And the irony is that the president who criticized nation building, who criticized regime change wars, now is talking about running Venezuela.
There are evil, brutal dictators all over the world. That does not give the American president the right to invade those countries.
He should not be trying to run Venezuela.
But they are also very angry that President Trump has not done regime change in Venezuela.
They have the same repressive regime in place right now that's being even more repressive against the people of Venezuela.
And the president even threw the recipient of the Nobel Prize under the bus and now supporting Maduro's vice president, who's by some accords more ruthless than he.
Madurismo is totally intact in Venezuela. His handpicked vice president is in charge.
The Democrats are very angry that Trump is spending millions of dollars in Venezuela and not at home.
Spend all this time, effort, and dollars
getting rid of Maduro and then sending all this oil money back to Venezuela when America needs help?
We should be rebuilding America, not rebuilding Venezuela.
You know, we can either spend hundreds of billions of dollars in Venezuela fixing their oil industry, or we can spend billions of dollars making sure that Americans have health care.
But they are also very angry that Trump is bringing home millions of dollars from Venezuela.
This is an insane plan. They are talking about stealing the Venezuelan oil at gunpoint.
I do not expect that this president will work effectively for democracy in Venezuela, but I do think he will work to make sure that American oil companies can profit from Venezuelan oil.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but presidents can't just steal and sell stuff that belongs to another country.
Which is it, guys? Pick a lane. In their need to oppose anything Trump does, the left is blind to what he's accomplished here. Neither war nor regime change, but a change in leadership with a clear directive. Work with the U.S. or else, because we're not messing around anymore. And if you fill our streets with drugs and gangs and sell weapons and oil to our enemies, we're coming for you.
Yeah, I'm not even going to talk about Aurora, Colorado, nor am I going to mention the whole money that went over to the Ukraine. No, Trump Maduro was the second to last one, because there's another one. The last one was kind of like a NAI video, but here we go.
In the wake of President Trump's capturing Venezuelan dictator Nicolas Maduro, politicians are coming out of the woodwork to criticize the military action as unprecedented and illegal. Kamala Harris, the Democrat presidential nominee who lost to Trump, came out within hours to call the arrest of Maduro unlawful. A tough argument to make when Harris's own administration attempted the exact same policy a year earlier and even offered $25 million to anyone who could help them do it. Maybe Trump should call her up and try to claim his reward. In terms of law, not only had there been a warrant for Maduro's arrest for over 5 years, not only did Venezuela steal American property and traffic drugs to the United States, but over 50 countries in the international community had not even recognized Maduro as the legitimate president of Venezuela after he stole the Venezuelan presidential election. Just about any way you slice it, the arrest was lawful and publicly defended, at least for a while, by both Republican and Democrat administrations. But how about the other claim, that Trump's intervention in Venezuela was unprecedented?
It was an unprecedented military action.
And this operation was flat out illegal.
This is not a win for the American people. I don't know if any of those Democrats are history buffs. I suspect they're not. But when we examine the claim that Trump's action in Venezuela was unprecedented, we find a lot of precedent. By my count, since the Mexican-American War in 1846, the total number of U.S. interventions in Latin America has been 88, which is coincidentally the number of minutes which elapsed from the time the U.S. troops reached Maduro's palace to the time they had completely evacuated the country. Pretty impressive. In the middle to late 19th century alone, the United States military intervened in Mexico, Argentina, Chile, Nicaragua, Haiti, Panama, Nicaragua again, and Cuba. But it wasn't until the 20th century that we really got involved, intervening in Guyana, Puerto Rico, Costa Rica, Argentina, Paraguay, and Grenada. Twice, respectively, in Colombia, Ecuador, Brazil, Uruguay, Mexico, and Chile. 3 times in Haiti, 5 times each in El Salvador and Bolivia, 6 times each in Guatemala, the Dominican Republic, and Nicaragua, 7 times in Cuba, 10 times in Honduras, and a whopping 12 times in poor old Panama. Even if you only count the successful operations that led to a change in regime, since 1906, the U.S. has helped to swap out governments in Cuba, Nicaragua, Mexico, the Dominican Republic, Haiti, Guatemala, Ecuador, the Dominican Republic again, Brazil, the Dominican Republic again, Bolivia, Chile, Grenada, Panama, and Haiti again. Turn ahead to our own century, and we helped to overthrow regimes in Haiti again, that's the last one for now, and Honduras in 2009. And then, most recently, we arrive at the unprecedented action in Venezuela. which is unprecedented only in its efficiency, its legal predicate, and in how successfully it was carried out.
That one was interesting. And oh yeah, I have an AI video here. This is Maduro funny. I think you'll know which movie it's based off of when you see it.
I love AA.
You spin right here, right around, when you go down, when you go down. Got the house with my sugar, hopping there with I got places to go. For the seat time and sessions, I look at my Cartier out of control. Just like my mind where I'm going, the women, the shorties know nothing but girls. No stopping at my Pirelli's no. Like my jewelry, that's always on. I know the storm is coming, my pockets keep telling me it's gonna shower. My homies is on and popping the neck cause it's meant to be ours.
You know,
yeah, you gotta love that regime change.
I've been looking for like something that is like sexy Hello Kitty freaking pajamas for chicks, dude. Like, I haven't found any yet.
Yeah. The U.S. does not have a particularly good record on regime change. This is a return to the Monroe Doctrine. Like I said, Maduro did lose that election in 2024, and he did attempt to arrest the opponent who beat him. There was, again, they did send their undesirable element up to the United States. It did create friction. The Democrats, because V was on the story when we covered it, it created a bunch of racial tension in Chicago because they intentionally put these refugees right dead smack in the middle of a black neighborhood and were treating the African Americans in that neighborhood like second-class citizens in their own country and giving favorable treatment to Venezuelans in that neighborhood and creating a lot of racial tension. And of course, we've also got the apartment block in Aurora, Colorado. A return to the Monroe Doctrine. Again, right, this is, and I think I've commented on this before. This is the return of what would likely be called, they're basically two factions that exist in the U.S. There is the globalists, and you have Pax Americana. Now, if I had to pick between the two, and I would rather not, at least under Pax Americana, you do have the potential to move up as long as you're willing to play ball and as long as you're not threatening the business interests of the people who are in charge, as opposed to the globalists who literally want to fucking control everything, how you eat, where you work, how you drive, everything else like that. That being said, this we're gonna have to take a step back, and we're gonna have to take a look here, and we're gonna have to wait and see what happens with him. Again, Maduro probably did have to go. Trump, again, following the Monroe Doctrine, Trump is basically enforcing the Monroe Doctrine when it comes to Latin America at this point, which is absolutely not surprising. There was talk about Trump basically being part of the Pax Americana group, like way, way back, even after he lost the election in 2020. So this is not unprecedented. Don't really feel particularly hopeful about what's going on in Venezuela. Also, by the way, the CIA is probably either directly or indirectly benefiting from the drugs coming out of Venezuela, just like they were benefiting from the drugs that were coming out of Colombia. And about the curious little issue about how the poppy fields in Afghanistan somehow escaped just the
Oh, yeah.
how the heroin production in Afghanistan mysteriously ramped up after
troops were put down, American troops were put down
were
to
put
guard
down
those
there, and it
fields.
was like and the fact that the intelligence apparatus previous to 9/11 did not bother, because the DEA was the only intelligence agency in the US that actually had people potentially on the ground that could have informed him about what Osama bin Laden was doing. Again, right, that's the reason why Homeland Security was developed. But again, right, what you're seeing here is basically a return back to Pax Americana. We will be covering Iran on the next show, which is also something else. I've also, and again, I wish Rusin hadn't left. And we will be talking again. 477 will be talking about Alberta separation. One of the current things that the Canadian government is attempting to do is they're trying to say that Trump is trying to pry Alberta away from Canada, which is not, I can tell you, certainly Trump would benefit from Alberta becoming independent or becoming a territory of the US. But I mean, yeah, I can tell you for certain that, I mean, no, it's the Canadian government that has been the single biggest driver as to why Alberta wants to separate. As Rusin said, he identifies himself as an Albertan first. I fall into that camp where I'm leaning in that direction, but I'm not going to go there yet. The whole issue with the U.S. government doing what it's doing in Venezuela, though, and this falls back on the old Pax Americana thing, right? Imperial overstretch. The U.S. does not have, actually, come to think of it, neither does China have the economic resources to be engaging in putting a lot of bases overseas at the moment. And it's, again, you're kind of like having to choose between the globalists and having the economy completely tank in the 30s, or you can go with the Pax Americana version where the economy tanks later on in the 30s or the early 40s, right? Either way, both parties are neither one of these two groups really seems okay. I've seen Trump do a couple of little things, but I haven't seen him make any major moves in an attempt to kind of clean up the economics. I mean, he's made a couple of things, but I mean, it doesn't really seem to be consistent about it, which it's unfortunate. And it's like, running for anybody in North America right now. Here's the thing. For anybody in North America right now, running to another country is probably not going to be that good of an idea, though. Because, I mean, as hairy and stressful and dangerous as the situation is in North America, everywhere else is worse. Right? So, I mean, like, what the fuck do you do, right? Right? Basically start prepping and start finding yourself a small town to go to, right? Because it's like, yeah, the Iran situation is ongoing. There's also some serious tension, which I will also be covering in 477 around Greenland. And yeah, I do think if Trump is given the chance, he probably will. He probably will quite happily take, in particular, Alberta. I think Trump will be quite happy to absorb Alberta, and he probably will be willing to give it full statehood right off the top too. Happy to absorb Alberta into the United States. And again, right, the way the leadership in Canada has been conducting itself right now, I honestly didn't think that I mean, I knew that Canada and the US were probably going to merge politically at some point, but I kind of figured it was just going to happen organically, right? As opposed to this, where it's like it seems to be, it's almost like it's kind of like trying to force it to happen. And that's kind of where my situation is on it. I'm going to let Mark Edworthy comment now.
I think I'm going to wait for other people to say, but just a couple points that you mentioned. The US has already got bases in many bases in other parts of the world throughout Europe, especially in countries like Germany and Poland, due to historical reasons. Your point about was mainly about creating new bases, which I agree with you as far as economies or economics is concerned. I could go down an entire diatribe of, based upon the international law sort of argument, but I don't think I will, because that's just
Call it lore.
awful.
You just call it lore.
International law, yeah.
Yeah, it's the first time I've
Law.
heard you used it like that. That's pretty cool.
On the point of Alberta becoming the 52nd, 51st state, surely they would have to give up their Commonwealth status if that happened.
Well, we'll see what's going to happen. They joining the United States is not the first choice of most Albertans that I've spoken to. It's not the first choice. They would rather, I think a lot of people in Alberta would rather just be an independent country. That's the like statehood would probably be it's second, and it's a fairly solid second, but it's not like a close second.
I made this point. Sorry, I made this point on the last show that I was on. I'm not as confident as you as when it comes to Alberta separating. Sure, you might have a lot of young people who wish that, but what about your seniors? And remember, generally speaking, most of the elderly generations tend to vote rather than, let's say, 30-year-olds.
Yeah, well, here's the thing about first of all, the polls, like literally all the polls that are quoted, especially if you ask Grok or the AI on Google, the polls that get quoted by those two AIs, which is why you always need to be very skeptical about AI. All of the polls that they're quoting were polls done with rather suspicious connections to the liberals.
Again,
or were fashioned, or were asked in a way. For instance, the one that gets quoted quite a bit is like, "Oh, well, you only have 22% support," right? What they don't tell you about that particular poll is the way the question was asked. There were like basically 4 or 5 levels to the question. Are you solidly in support? Are you leaning that way? Non-committal, so on down the line. It's like basically the 22% that they quoted in that particular poll
Did you
that
say
gets quoted quite a bit.
You say non-committal?
In the middle, haven't made up their minds yet.
Undecided, basically.
Undecided, yeah. That 22% number that they keep throwing out there, it's like, oh, you only have 22% support. Yeah, well, that's the 22% that are absolutely going to vote for independence. There's another 20 to 30% that are, which includes my camp, that are leaning that way. And if the vote, and I'll be straight up with you, if the vote occurred tomorrow, I would be voting yes for separation. but I mean, I want to at least give the Canadian government a fucking chance to do something before making up their minds. They don't appear to want to make their minds up. And yeah, I will be signing the petition just on principle, not because I'm like gung ho about Alberta leaving. Like it is, despite what a lot of polls are saying, despite what the national media has been saying about Alberta, it's like it is a serious issue. Like it is within the power of the Alberta separatists right now, just within basically the Conservative Party inside Alberta right now. They have enough support just inside the Conservative Party right now that they're almost there, and all they got to do is push just a little bit more, and they're over the top. They don't necessarily even have to appeal to the NDP or the people in the middle. Like it is not like separation is a real serious issue here. It's not something that, despite what the media is saying. And here's the thing: you'll find out how much support there is for separation when you see how many people actually sign the petition. That's what I'm waiting for. And yeah, I am signing that petition. And we're kind of getting off topic here
No, you're
about
not.
this.
You're actually right on
You
topic.
on topic, yeah. Pose. What's the old saying? There's lies, damn lies, and then there's statistics. Yeah, like you say, you should really keep treat Pose with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
To use another analogy, it's not over until the fat lady sings. And remember, these sort of votes are not necessarily legally binding anyway. No, there was the argument during the Brexit vote in the UK. That vote was technically not legally binding anyway. Sure, the government decided to of the day decided to uphold, well, at least on paper, uphold the Brexit vote, but they could have just turned around and said, "Screw you," really. At the end of the day, I'm going to. I may come back to this in a minute, but I'd like VN and Roger.
Yeah, well, mostly we're talking about Venezuela for the most part.
Yeah. I'm going to let the other two. I was to say, I may come back to this in a minute.
Okay, V.
Yeah, well, Venezuela. Yeah, I have so many thoughts on this. What was it specifically that you wanted?
Well, we're basically it's the whole thing about what happened with Venezuela, because it all basically went down within about a week or two, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the plans were there. The plans were so there that they actually executed the plan without any American casualties. That means you had an oxymoronic situation actually working, military intelligence. You actually had it working, and it went off without a hitch. So this was most definitely planned. It's been in the plans for some time. This is illegitimate, and the government is flat out lying to us without any kind of evidence. Nobody was ever prosecuted. No one of these people did not survive the bombings their boat had taken. None of these people were arrested. There was no evidence brought into any kind of proceedings. There was no due process. As far as I know, these were just fishermen's boats. Innocent until proven guilty. There was no due process. So, in my eyes, these people were innocent. First off, You can't just judge, jury, and executioner somebody in a foreign country again without due process, without Congress, without anybody on board, except for your little CIA buddies. Because Trump's getting off on that, by the way. He had all this talk about dismantling the CIA before his first term. So you see how this thing is going right now? He has his kind of like how Biden had the FBI be his personal little dogs going to arrest people. You know, the Veritas guy getting a copy of his granddaughter's diary. Boom, FBI's at the door. That's not the FBI's business. That's not what the FBI is for. But here we got Trump using the CIA, which he swore he was going to dismantle, and the CIA is running amok, or whatever the hell they want to do.
Yeah, Pax Americana, exactly.
And so you don't get into a position doing whatever the hell you want to do without the support of the CIA, because these were CIA. They said on the news these were CIA run operations. So if it's CIA agenda, it's only going to be about a few things. It's going to be about money. Well, overall, it's going to be about money. Whatever they do, it's going to be about money. And it's going to look like it's going to benefit America, but really it's just going to benefit those who are in power to make deals and those who have the money to follow up with those deals. That's the only thing that's really going to benefit at the end of the day. However, yeah, we got Trump and the CIA running amok. Because if you got the support of the CIA, you're going to do whatever the hell you want to do. You can go and make a Gestapo and send them over to a democratic city and start roughing up the minorities. You can do that. You can do that when you have the support of the CIA. Okay? You can go and just post up on another freaking island, another nation, and say, "Hey, we want to put our militaries back here." You can do that. You can you can go and invade another country and just snatch the oil. We've been doing that. Middle East. We've been doing that for quite some time. Nobody wants to talk about Africa. Nobody wants to. Venezuela, okay. I mean, it's great. You know, South America is largely black, Native American. Anyhow, you do have your Spaniards there from the old days.
Oh no, Central Africa's got themselves some good old democracy coming, and I
Hmm.
don't mean that in a good way.
No, you're right. You're right. That's what I'm talking about. North, yes, exactly what I'm talking about. So you would know that. I would know that. But your general, your average person in America is not going to know that.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you want to get into where they're going to probably also intervene, yeah, there is a huge, massive gold deposit. I can't think it's Rwanda or but like what those small countries around there. There's
I
also a
reported on
huge
this years ago. Uganda.
And
They found
Uganda,
like,
yeah.
They found several trillions of dollars of gold.
Yeah, and of course, there's also the cobalt that comes out of there as well for the cell phones as well. That's it's now called Congo, but it used to be known as Zaire, right? There's China's going in there as well. Yeah, it's like
so much brutality and even child slavery going on.
Yeah.
With
By the
America
way, I think
around.
the Chinese are just as guilty of doing that as the Americans are. This isn't about.
No. But the Chinese, we don't have high expectations of the Chinese. We don't expect. I mean, we're talking about America here, who are supposed to be the beacon of liberty, the abolishers of slavery. Yet you've got American troops standing right next to black African slaves over in Africa, digging up the diamonds for America. You gonna tell me? So something there is obviously not right. That's like walking into a kitchen and you got Santa Claus chopping up little kids. Something's not right here. You think? So, Trump and his whole he's toppling so-called regimes and and but he doesn't understand, and well, most people around the world don't understand. Well, I mean, at least in the country, I should back that up. Most people in the country understand this is a regime. This is a total power flex by the people at the top, 100%.
This is
That
where
has
you
never
also
been done before.
this is also where you need to bring up Cecil Rhodes too. That's a big
Oh wow, good God, that fucking psychopath. Jesus Christ.
that has a lot of
Okay.
what you're talking about right there.
I yield my time to you, sir.
No, you know what I'm talking about, and then you can't say that it's still not going on.
That's why I yield my time to you. Go ahead.
Okay. No, this diamond mining. Okay, you take a look at these magnates. Okay, you got Cecil Rhodes, who was freaking dominating the diamond mining industry during the 1800s. Okay, and he was actually freaking involved in the creation of Rhodesia and other countries like that. So, and he had a lot of influence, not just in Africa, but also in England. Now, fast forward, you go from there, you look at freaking, I always want to call him Tesla, but Elon Musk. Okay, look at Elon Musk's family, freaking deep in the diamond mines. From Africa. Okay.
Yeah.
After that, you hear Naroki talking about the Pax Americana. Okay. Now, people have debated over that, if it's actually still going or if they're coming up with a new form of government that's getting ready to take its place, because like Pax Americana fit into the narrative when it came to post-World War II, when it came to freaking like the freaking Marshall Plan, okay, and rebuilding Europe and stuff like that. But it's gone what do they call it, hyperbolic, okay? And a lot of people don't understand what the EU is, okay? The EU is a supranational organization. It's not socialist. It's not just nationalist. It's supranationalist. This is a new form of freaking governance from what I'm making out of. Me and Mark focused on this all this year, okay? And it is just out there. I mean, it is, you can't even call it socialist, and you can't even call it communist, or you can't call it socialist or nationalist. It's kind of like a amalgamation of everything, you know what I mean?
Okay, the phrase I use is technocratism.
It really does fit into that. Like, and when it comes to,
I usually put the technocracy down with the shadow state, who these people with the secret military technology. Yeah, the technocrats. Those are real people you have to watch out for.
Now, the U.S. is involved in a hegemony that's been going on since World War II. Okay.
World War II. Yep.
And they've been creating these military alliances. They've got they believe in economic openness, where they call it free trade, but it's actually freaking international institutions that are responsible for the economics, the global economics of the world, you know, and they talk about things like freaking long-term peace, and in order for them to achieve that, they have to have the absence of large-scale wars between major powers. So what they do is they create proxy conflicts in order to freaking keep that freaking long-term peace. You see what I mean?
Yeah, we saw throughout the Cold War.
Mm-hmm. And the thing about Venezuela is there are larger political implications going on there. But I'm kind of stuck in between it because the truth of the matter is there's still tyrants that are in charge of this country. What I disagree with is the fact that we don't need to just bomb this country and leave it. There needs to be boots on the ground. There shouldn't be anybody appointed as president of Venezuela. It needs to be under martial law until a solid government is established. The thing that I've got to say about this whole thing is who's the next target. I don't think if Donald
Iran, maybe. They're going to move into Central
Oh,
Africa.
most definitely Iran.
Yeah.
It's a much more complicated issue because of the long-term sort of internal cold.
I think that's probably going to be internal.
Thing.
Yeah, I think Iran is going to be a more internal regime change. They're definitely going. They're definitely going to move into Central. Charlie Robinson was talking about Central Africa 2-3 years ago. And it was like his exact words were, "Oh yeah, they got themselves some democracy coming," right? So Central Africa, specifically where the gold is, and also to secure the gold, not just for the cell phones, but also for the electric cars as well.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and I also want to put this out there because I haven't said this in quite a long time, probably even a few years. I don't hate my country. I might say the U.S. doing this, the U.S. doing that. I don't hate my country. I love my country, but I just hate my government.
Right.
Is that fair enough for everybody?
That's definitely fair.
I've had some people like they would leave me messages online like, "Oh, you like America? You know, why don't you leave?" It's like, dude, I live in Europe. I did leave.
You just look at them. You just look at them and say, "Look, dude, I'm sexy, and that's all that matters."
I don't get to say anything. I don't get to say anything back to a lot of people because they'll make the little comment and they'll block me from whatever platform it is. Like, dude, okay, you know, first off, you're a coward, and you face some information that you can't handle, which is why you're attacking me in the first place.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, that was what happened to me whenever I got on that Buddhist freaking Discord channel. You know what I'm saying? Because like these Buddhists, they're all freaking like Buddhists. First of all, people have this misunderstanding about Buddhists. They're all pretty much mean. If they're not talking spiritual, they're mean to you. You know what I mean? Like, because they're really pissed off for some reason. I don't know why. The only person I know who's actually really mellowed out is like freaking Otto. You know what I mean? He's the only one that actually gets into the whole spiritual aspects.
Yeah, I don't know enough about religion, comparative religion, to really comment. Which is, by the way, why I rarely ever discuss religion on this show, because I don't really know that much about it.
It's really strange how it plays out, but that's kind of like the same way when it comes to people who are woke and people who are freaking really
well, and you got extremists everywhere.
Yeah,
with everything.
You know.
So,
just to be fair to Otto, he seems like a fairly. I've only had what 3 actually. I've had a few streams with him now. He seems like a very open-minded person.
Yeah, he really is. And I mean, just give him credit. He's one of the very few people who I've met that are like that. Like Jaffe's supposed to be Buddhist too, and he's freaking mean all the time, dude. You know what I mean? Like always mean.
I've
no comment.
I know.
I've just been making a few notes here on points that you made. As far as Euro and due process is concerned, that's been established. The court case is yet to finalise. That's been established at this present moment. And it was based upon a legal issue rather than a regime change issue. Um, um, as far as the oil is concerned, Venezuelan oil concerned, I made a point with us in Edmonds a couple of weeks ago, or maybe within the last 2-3 weeks, about allowing an increase in employment within the country. Therefore, bring increase in life, or bringing up life standards for the population of the country.
Can I add something in on that though
Wait,
too?
hold on. Before you do, Roger,
Okay.
I gotta ask Mark. Do you have something medically wrong with you, or are you just British?
British. Yeah, just British. Just
Thank
British.
you.
Now,
I've always said it to you. I just never remembered.
what you were just talking about right there, I want to also bring up the documentary that I brought up before, and it's Earth 2100. If you guys ever have a chance, go and check it. It premiered on ABC in 2009. Okay, and you look at this story, and it actually has the character of Lucy, which is an animation, and it's the life that she leads from 2009 when she was supposed to be born until the 21st or the year 2100. Now, the stuff they bring up in there talks about every single thing that you guys are talking about, okay? It's called it has to do with freaking water shortages. It has to do with freaking hurricanes that destroy Miami. It's talking about freaking all of these horrible things that are supposed to take place, and it seems to me like freaking we're living in a world where these people put this documentary out, and now they're trying to make it freaking play out, or they're trying to freaking manufacture it like it's playing out. You know what I mean? And every single bit of that freaking documentary, you can see it. They're trying to push these freaking narratives like this is taking place and that's taking place, and it all rotates around the environment. Okay, and overpopulation.
Yeah, which is a questionable point in the first place.
Right.
I mean, as far as the environment's concerned, look at what's happening in the UK with the net zero issue and Ed Miliband, the nutter who is climate minister in this country, destroying deliberately increasing electricity prices. And
Look at that picture. Look at that picture Naroki's got up right there. You want to talk about the most politically freaking narrative movie ever put out? That right there is exactly what that is. That's probably the most far left ideological bullshit that was ever freaking put on Hollywood screens. Great graphics though.
Yeah. Oh god, fantastic special effects for the movie.
That is the most woke bullshit though. In all of film history, that right there has so many freaking woke ideologies, it's pathetic.
Yeah. Great graphics, great artistry. Haven't seen the movie. Might not get a chance to see it because it's like, again, no disposable income until like the beginning of February for me.
I'm talking about the first one too, by the way.
Oh yeah, the first one had a really bad story, which by the way, why it deservedly lost to Hurt Locker.
I was just going to say, I'm curious to see how the script writing, how the plot and the actual writing is on this film.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be pretty bad. Just two further points on sub-Saharan Africa. As you pointed out, as all of you pointed out, if the US doesn't do anything in that country, China is going to double, or in that area, well, the country. Anyway, China is going to gobble that area up. So there's a issue of the better the devil you know than the devil you don't.
I can't wait until the United States invades Canada, dude. It is just gonna be so cool.
They will probably just let them in and engage in a.
We got to use that military, dude. We built that thing up for a reason. It's time to put it to use. I would go in full freaking.
I think Trump is more concerned with Greenland right now, to be honest with you.
And also invasion. The US hasn't got a good history when it comes to invasions. At all.
Okay. Well, you know what? I am 41 minutes past my
bedtime
time to be recording here.
Well, we're almost done, dude. We're almost done. If you want to, because I mean, yeah, I got one more photo left, and if we want to end this, we can end this. So
I've got just one more point. Just before Christmas, me, Roger, Tan, and Mr. Robert was talking about was having a discussion about spurred on by Mr. Robert's views on Israel Palestine, and then was talking about he was concentrating far too much on Israel and Palestine and ignoring other conflicts in the world, and especially the various ones that happen in sub-Saharan Africa at this present moment. And we've got issues like one call it ethnic cleansing, but there is a issue of religious. Should I call it cleansing? Religious. Yeah, I don't want to use that. In some areas, that is. I think that's appropriate. Yeah. So, and as North Americans, you probably don't hear very much about what's happening in this area.
Well,
if you mean British.
India is a good example of that. Like back whenever there was conflict between India and England, whenever they broke away from the being a colony, there was tons and tons of people killed in that conflict. So
yeah, but that also goes back to the Pakistan
right.
separation.
Right. Same thing, basically. I don't differentiate the two, you know what I mean? And it's just a follow-up, one thing right after the other. So yeah, I know where you're coming from with that. It's everywhere, and people need to focus on it because it's gonna creep up on us. You think this stuff is freaking a joke, just something you can get on the internet and freaking talk about, man, but we're looking at some serious violence coming up in the next 10, 15 years. This is going to be.
Well, I mean, we were talking at last week. We were talking about there's going to be an increase in political violence this year, and like literally, like not the following week. That's exactly what happened, right?
Yep.
And it's like the stupidity just like ramped up almost immediately. I mean, like, yeah, going back to this photo here. I mean, what the actual fuck do handmaids have to do with the situation in Minnesota, right? Like, and you were mentioning about liberal women and that sort of thing. It was like, yeah, you know, like that's like levels of fucking stupid that just absolutely leave you dizzy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
You know, so anyway, are we done on this topic?
Yeah,
I'm
finished.
I could carry on, but I think for the sake of time, yeah.
Okay. All right. So I will bring you one last video. It's from Tweaker Geographic, and I will bring. It's not going to be Roger's theme song. It's a
Good God! Can you not? Oh, you're gonna do it. Go ahead.
Oh, and of course, I got some closing music. It's called "Incertitude" by Anna Axtrom and Anna Dagger. I have to give them credit for it, otherwise I might get in trouble. But anyway, here's the Tweaker Geographic.
On this episode of Tweaker Geographic, we encounter a truly bewildering sidewalk specimen, dressed in what experts can only describe as a confused blend of thrift store clearance and absolute confidence. Armed with a ribboned stick of unknown origin, the subject performs spins, twirls, and skips as if summoned by music no one else can hear. Researchers believe this display may be part of a mating ritual or an open audition for Tweaker's Got Talent.
Yep, Tweaker Illustrated. You better get used to that because I'm going to be uploading a few from that particular page.
That was literally just a complete waste of my time, dude. I freaking used to do that shit on Tweak, and there's nothing.
I was gonna say, you're the prostitute here. Does that remind you of something?
Like fucking, I mean, shit, dude. Come on, going whatever, dressing up in a skirt and doing a dance on the street, like whatever. Like apparently nobody's done meth in this room.
Actually, back when I was using, I never did meth. So.
No, most people don't.
What, Roger? As you said that, all I could think about was Cartman going, whatever.
Yeah,
whatever.
You don't like Californian accent.
Okay, so without any further ado, here's the closing song. It's not Roger's song unless Roger composes something different. Incertitude by Anna Axtrom and Anna Dagger. That will be it for the show tonight.
You want me to sing something?
No.
I got some shit lined up.
You got something to current us with? You got to help with the pipes. some smooth melody from the crooner.
Sweet, loving, sensational, easy listening. Put your pussy on my mouth, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Eat it like you mean it from the Booger Boys. You know what a booger is? Anybody know what a booger is?
Snatcher by the drum. What?
This is Warhammer music right here.
Anyway, folks, that's it. Have a good night. We're gonna end
Hey,
the stream.
I got a question for you. Hey, yo. So I've been hearing like the first 2 or 3 seconds of the video that you're playing. Do you click something else after you do that?
You mean to click something else after you? I'm going to end the stream and then we can answer.
Hey.
I think you're in it.
just to put it out there, man. Let's all take a moment of silence for MTV because
Oh,
MTV,
it's too late, man. It's over. Yeah.
you know, well, that's fine because like I'm still streaming if you remember correctly, so it needs to be said. We,
Fine.
Rest in peace, MTV.
R.I.P.
and one of that's the important thing. That's the only reason why I'm saying on here is because this is something that needs to be celebrated. It just they finally put it out of its misery and freaking we loved you when you were a good channel and a good whatever, but like goodbye.
I know you're trying to mimic a funeral here, but that's some real shade you're throwing right there. Whoa.
Well, I mean it's the truth, you know what I'm trying to say, and now Down Bad Production said Red Pilly and Peace Out for your show. He really liked it. He was on Twitch, so I wanted to do a shout out for him.
Yeah, wow.
and
Hold
let
on a
you
second.
know.
I don't know what happened, but I went from 3 followers to like 7.
They
in the last
probably
week.
Nice.
they probably
I might actually be at 1,000 here. Let me just check.
Mm-hmm.
I
Well,
might actually have.
It's funny because somebody that you used to argue with now promotes the show.
Who? You?
I no, not me. I can't say. Actually,
Or would it be? Would it be? Would it be? It wouldn't be nihilist, would it?
No.
He's going to be confused now. You're going to have him thinking all night. He's not even going to be
Well,
able to...
it's not. I don't think there's a lot of females he argues with.
Oh.
Past couple of years. I don't know.
Oh, her! I'm still not interested in having any kind of dialogue with her.
Well, that's she
goes the show.
I do not recommend that you talk to females anyhow because like you really need to have somebody on your show with you because you by yourself is freaking you're a monster, dude.
Oh, who are you talking about?
Naroki is a
I'm
beast, dude.
Not talking about me.
Have you seen him on his meme shows where he does his meme shows?
Where he's freaking ranting and it's just like he.
My
he's
God.
Well, I gotta point out something about that particular. I gotta point out something about those memes. Those women were the women who did those memes were just absolutely fucking insane. Like, they needed to have their shit public. They needed their shit called out public.
Yo, those meme joints that show that you were doing, that was like that was fire. That's something that needs to be done.
Yeah. You need
like,
to do more.
That sort of thing right there needs to be promoted, but you can't do it by yourself.
Yeah, you're gonna have to have
somebody with you.
You're gonna have to have a supervisor and make sure that you don't freaking like flip out and your head explode and shit and fire comes out of your mouth and you start burning your front room down and shit.
Well, no, it just gives you an opportunity. As long as you're bouncing ideas off of somebody else, you're not just dogmatic and you're not so one-dimensional.
Well, the Rookie 5 live stream is supposed to be a Manosphere show.
Well, when you
I
check this out, dude. He is a wild man. I'm telling you, like freaking. It doesn't matter if anybody's in the room with him. He might just freaking flip out and like try to kill somebody and shit. You know what I mean?
You have no idea how close you are.
He's freaking. I mean, he is a wild man, dude. Naroki. When Naroki does those memes, I'm sitting there freaking watching it, not even on the show, and I'm feeling freaking like bad for him. I'm like, he's gonna fucking flip out and kill somebody.
Okay, I will freely admit, man. The women on the fucking memes on that show, like somebody had to fucking flip out on those fucking women.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, but
there's no way you're gonna convince me those women were sane.
No,
You're
right. You're right.
As a matter of fact, Naroki, how long ago was it that you had me do that with you? Because
that was about 2 months ago.
That was like, was I already on the road traveling, or was I still in California?
You were on the. I think you were on the road. I think you may have. No, you weren't in California at that point. I can't remember specifically.
Oh, I know exactly where I was. Okay, so yeah, you're right. That was about 2.5 months ago, about 3. But that show, I need to link to that because that was a fire show.
He
That
does do them really good. Just all jokes aside, they are
uh,
good.
well, I mean, just so the format of it, just making fun of. I mean, I've done that. I used to do that kind of thing, but at the level at where you're taking it, I mean, you've got a hardcore presentation behind each and every one of those things. I just would flip through some stuff and just make some quick whips, but you're laying down the gauntlet with each and every one of these, and I
I'm
thought I
telling
kept
you,
up with you
he's a wild
on that
man.
show.
He's a wild man, dude.
It was awesome. You're like, you had to calm me down a couple times.
Well, with him, the thing is too is, I mean, he freaking focuses on each meme. Like if you listen
No,
to
he
it,
did.
you know what I
That's what
mean?
I'm saying. I'm
Just-
having trouble keeping up.
And you know,
Yeah.
he's getting up there in age. He's gonna stroke out doing this shit one of these days. But, I mean, he's in his 60s now. You know that, right?
No, I'm not in my fucking 60s.
Oh man, I love you guys.
Well, I'm gonna get out of here before freaking Naroki gets mad at me anymore.
You are perfect agitated. Yeah.
But
Yeah, so-
it was a good show, Naroki, and thank you.
Yeah,
for
hold on a
coming.
second here. I'm actually checking to see what my follower total is because I actually haven't checked in a while. I'm adding them all up right now. 140. All right, and then I've got
Hey, that
9.
That reminds me, I've got to have.
I am too short. I am 2 subs short of 1,000.
Hey.
Hey, well, listen. How about this? We got enough shows between all of us that we can essentially have our own network worth of material on every week, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, that is something I think has been bringing a couple of other people in on that would be a good idea. Yeah, we have enough stuff that we could have our own network. You know, but I don't have the time to set something like that up. At least not right now, anyway.
Time slots. Set up
if you
time
guys-
slots and set up time slots where people can come in and do their show on a certain time, maybe a certain day or so, or maybe.
Well, yeah. So that's what I'm talking about. I'm wanting to get TL.
Okay, so that seems to be the end of the show. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please like, subscribe, share, make comments. Go check Red Pill Hangout, Red Pill Nation Hangout out, Naroki 5 on Rumble. I believe he's on Twitch, and he may be on Kick still. I'm not quite sure, but go check him out. Tell him how much you enjoyed the show, and I will talk to you later.